playing cricket with Gloucestershire might be amazing. It's never happened to me before. Those are the times I've just been doing black person playing cricket. So for me, 18 family, you hear the cheering, and sometimes the blue when you're doing very well. But it's good to see the support that you get from people like you. I want to inspire kids.
Well, a very good evening from a sun-bathed Bristol as Gloucestershire entertains Surrey in this Vitality Blast T20 match, which is very important for the home side. Surrey will also be wanting to put their loss to Essex right as well on Sunday. My name's Dan Whiting and I'm delighted to be joined this evening by Toby Reynolds. How are you, Toby?
Hey Dan, yeah, I'm good. Happy to be back again. 2 games on the bounce here, and hopefully Gloucestershire can keep their winning records alive.
I didn't put you off then too much working
not
with
at all, not at all.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, news of the toss is that Gloucestershire have finally won a toss. Something had to give because Surrey's track record with a toss is pretty poor as well. Jack Taylor hasn't been great recently, and Gloucestershire have won the toss and will bowl, despite what it says on your screen there. There we go. Ha ha! As if by magic, the shopkeeper appeared. So Gloucestershire will win the toss and bowl. And news of the teams, Toby, how did Gloucestershire line up?
Yeah, Gloucester unchanged. Hammond, Darcy Short at the top of the order, Cameron Bancroft, Ollie Price, Jack Taylor in the middle, Ben Charlesworth as well, who went ballistic last game. Graham Van Buren, Matt Taylor, David Payne, Ajit Singh Dale and Josh Shaw, who picked up a 3-for as well.
Yeah, there's been a few changes to the Surrey side though, so we don't know necessarily whether this is going to be their batting order, but it'll be Will Jackson, Dominic Sibley, Jason Roy, Sam Curran, Laurie Evans, he's got the gloves at the moment. Dan Lawrence comes in for, I believe it's his 100th T20, is that right, Toby?
It is 150th.
150th T20, so congratulations to Dan Lawrence on that. Tom Curran, Ollie Sykes, I'm really looking forward to watching this guy. I saw him make his debut at Kibworth last year and he looks a very special player. He was Wisden Schoolboy Cricketer of the Year. He's a local lad as well, he's from Dulwich, and I think he's got a massive future ahead of him. Chris Jordan, he's relinquished the captaincy since last year. Then Nathan Smith and Adam Zampa, who bowled so well for Surrey in the game. What did he go for? About 13, was
3 for 13 off 3 overs, yeah, phenomenal.
Tidy. reasonable, yeah, you take that. So, yeah, we've got a fantastic game, but let's have a listen to see what one of Gloucestershire's overseas stars has to say for himself. Here's Cameron Bancroft.
Thanks a lot for joining me. Can you sum up the atmosphere in the dressing room at the moment? 4 from 4 and coming into a big game tonight?
Yeah, it's been nice and positive, which is good. Yeah, we knew we had to, start winning some games and playing some of our better cricket. Yeah, it's nice being able to do that the last 4 games. So, yeah, we've still got to keep it going. Yeah, and hopefully we can keep it going tonight.
Jack Taylor was saying the other day, it almost feels a bit like knockout cricket now in terms of every game kind of feels like a must-win. Is that how you approach it? Is that the right mindset?
Yeah, I think it just keeps you really present, keeps things really real, and yeah, it's sometimes when you're under that sort of pressure, you have nothing to lose, and I guess our season to get into a position to qualify, that's going to be the case. So yeah, it's brought out the best in our cricket the last 4 games, but we start again tonight, and yeah, Surrey are going to be really good, really competitive, and we're going to have to be at our best.
Because it still feels like in your hands, are you checking other results after games?
I mean, you keep in touch with the competition, but naturally, because of the position that we are in on the table, we are going to play a lot of teams that are above us. So, the power of that is, you have the ability to get up on teams and sort of extend yourself a bit there. The power's in your hands, and that's the positive thing, I guess, about the position that we're in. So, yeah, we just take it game by game, show up and, hopefully give it our best.
Reflecting on the Middlesex win, that was a top innings by Darcy. A top partnership, actually, really got the innings going. We've seen his quality over the last few weeks. He's been building it up, really, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He's been hitting the ball nicely, the whole time. In a 14-game competition, you do go through ebbs and flows, and I guess he's been really close to performance like the other night. So yeah, it's been nice that we've had some good starts. Hamo's also been playing nicely, and yeah, hopefully they can keep it going, and we can keep putting opposition bowling attacks under pressure. But yeah, he's been outstanding.
How much are you enjoying the role at the moment, batting at 3, keeping wicket?
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, I don't mind keeping in short form cricket. Yeah, it's a nice change up from a skill perspective. So that's good. And number 3, yeah, it's a position I'm not. Yeah, I've done a lot before, so it requires a little bit of flexibility and stuff. But I feel like I can bring that to the position. So I've enjoyed it. It's been nice to be in a variety of positions, and yeah, coming in the 10th over, it's always a nice touch. So yeah, hopefully we can do it again.
Potentially face Adam Zampa today. I imagine you faced him a few times down the years.
Yeah, he's a nice bowler. Yeah, very experienced. His record speaks for itself. He'll be drawing on that experience tonight. Used wickets, so I'm sure he'll. There might be a little bit of hold, things like that there, but he's a class act, and we'll have to be really good tonight against him.
Just finally, you mentioned the used wicket there. It was a great wicket for batting on the other night. What are you expecting tonight? Are we thinking similar scores?
Hard to say. We'll assess out there whether we bat or bowl first quickly, what par is, and what we feel like we can either set or defend. So yeah, generally speaking, a lot of wickets, they do deteriorate. Whether it's 200 wicket tonight, we'll wait and see. But yeah, we'll assess things, and yeah, hopefully either set or defend really well.
Good luck tonight. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Well, that was Gloucestershire's red ball skipper, Cameron Bancroft, as we're ready to rock and roll here. And a warm welcome, if you're listening in from South London or the surrounds as well, welcome to the Cap Doorfield. It's glorious here, isn't it, Toby?
Oh, it is absolutely beautiful. Just bright blue skies. Sun is just over our left shoulder here, so no glare for us, but for the players it'll be just setting on them. And probably a bit of a picturesque sunset, perhaps. David Payne's just waving at some people in the crowd below us here. I think tell him to sit down. They don't really seem to understand what's going on.
It's not us, is it? We're behind tinted glass here, so I don't think it's us, but looks like Will Jacks is about to face the first ball here from David Payne. That's just turned off his legs out to deep square, where Ollie Price is patrolling in front of the mound stand.
Yeah, a tidy little shot there, just to get Surrey off the mark first ball.
Dominic Sibley, he came into the side last year about halfway through the season and added his experience. I mean, he can bat in all conditions. A lot of people think Sibley's, just a sort of red ball player, but he's got a lot more to his game. And his innings in the quarter final against Durham, I think he got an 80 odd, and he got to his 50 with a reverse ramp scoop, which was unbelievable. Here's Payne. Sibley just working one to backward point to Charlesworth. 2 fielders allowed outside in the power play. But this is a very good wicket, as we saw on Sunday. Gloucestershire got 204, Middlesex responded with 195, and I think the quickest outfield in the country as well. Payne. That's well bowled. Jacks has to be watchful. So, Toby, the Surrey side, who's he looking out for there?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, Adam Zampa's surely got to be the name that jumps off the page. We already mentioned him earlier today, and the 3-for he took against Essex, and pretty much was the only bowler to go under 10s, I think, in the game.
Payne. Again, Jacks works that one through point. Matt Taylor collects. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Nathan Smith, because he's got a wonderful story. He was just languishing for years in the Hearts Premier and giving lots of batters at club level the hurry up, playing for Radlett in the Hearts Prem, and then got his chance last year with Worcestershire And Surrey thought, oh, I fancy a bit of this. And yeah. Oh, that's a good delivery. Payne just giving it a little bit of wobble. Sibley flirting with that.
Yeah, Payne picking up from where he left off last game against Middlesex. Went 1 for 22 from his 4 overs and bowled, I think it was the 17th or 18th over that he bowled brilliantly, got a wicket and just a couple runs from it as well.
Oh, that's a good delivery. He's got Sibley inside edge to Bancroft. That's a big wicket for Gloucestershire. And David Payne shows why he's won the Big Bash. He shows why he's won the Vitality Blast and shows why he's one of the finest white ball protagonists in the country.
Yeah, absolute seed there from Payne. Just looked to almost try and push it across the right-hander and it just nipped back a fraction to the faintest of inside edges. And up the Gloucestershire side went in celebration. Not even an appeal, just knew it.
Yeah, I think last time Dominic Sibley played on this ground, he got a rather patient 100 for Warwickshire. And was then LBW in the second innings when Tom Price took 8 for 29 or 8 for 27, I think, in the second innings. And it was Gloucestershire's first win in Division 1, but they got relegated that day as well.
Opening bowling from the other end will be Josh Shaw, who has been crucial to Gloucestershire's campaign so far this year. Has been involved in all 4 of the victories Gloucestershire have had. Picks up a couple twofers and a couple threefers for his hard work as well. He comes in to Will Jacks. That one's whistles past the outside edge. A great start there. Nipped away a fraction from Shaw, and Jacks looked to try and throw his hands at it, but not crazily hard.
Again, Jacks not so much flirting with it, but, you know, fluttering his eyes, giving him the come on and says, do you come here often?
That is the start that Josh Shaw would have wanted. That time short, and that was huge. 6 runs there, banged in short, and Jacks just pulls that one over square leg into the car park. Massive 6 there from Will Jacks.
Yeah, as we saw on Sunday, you get it slightly wrong on this wicket, and it goes, doesn't it?
Yeah, very much. I think the wind's a little bit less strong today as well, so that shorter boundary to the leg side that they can attack from this over and this end will just be deadly, I reckon, to bowlers if they go too straight.
Now, Toby, I know you're a man who likes an imaginative nickname. Do you know what Will Jacks is?
I've no idea.
Basement.
That one's hit down the ground. It could be 4 runs. No, going to be cut off there. Very good fielding from mid-off. What's the...
Basement Jacks.
Basement Jacks.
He's too young. He's too young.
I take it a band of some sort?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So Jason Roy has come in to face his first ball. Surrey's make-up in T20 is very different, isn't it, from their red ball side?
Straight and driven nicely there from Jason Roy. First ball, first boundary.
Play yourself in, Jace. That was a shot and a half, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Just too full that time from Shaw, and Roy cashed in. He's so strong on the front foot. Just with that high elbow, just guided that one beautifully off the face of the bat, straight down the ground. Yeah, it's a very much a change side, this Surrey white ball side from the red ball, and
yeah,
they lose a lot
Roy's
of players, don't they?
Although Roy's been playing a little bit of red ball, hasn't he? But yeah, it's sort of 2 different sides, really.
Shorter again, and this time pushed into the offside. Thoughts of a single, but ended up just dribbling out straight out to the skipper there, extra cover.
Last year, the team that they started in T20 cricket to the team that they finished with was again very different because they were missing a few players away at the World Cup with England. So people like Chris Jordan came back in, and I think Sam Curran came back in.
Short this time, that could be straight up in the air. It's going to go over the head of Ajit Singh Dale. No, he does brilliantly. Backtracking with a high ball there and makes no mistake. That is a fantastic catch from the seamer.
Excellent from Ajit Singh Dale, running backwards, never easy. And when you fall as well, it's so easy when your elbows hit the ground for the ball to spill out, and Ajit Singh Dale made no mistake there.
Yeah, it's the end of Jason Roy at the end of the second over. Gloucestershire in fine form at the moment.
Yeah, 14 for 2, but this guy can play.
Well, something you've got to be wary of with this Surrey side is they bat so deep. Someone like Chris Jordan's coming in at number 9. They've got Ollie Sykes carded at number 8, and he's just a flat-out batter, doesn't even offer anything with the ball, really.
Yeah, Tom Curran, Dan Lawrence,
yeah.
Laurie Evans. But Sam Curran, he hit 100 in the quarter. No, it was against Hampshire, actually, the game when they qualified for the quarter-final last year. And that was his first T20 100. But it was a joy to watch in front of a packed oval. And he's a fine player. He's also got a new slower ball, which is slower than slower.
How does that one work out, Dan?
It goes about as quick as our producer Jim's car. Is David Payne from the pavilion end. So that's just turned into the leg side. Are they going to take on Ollie Price? No, they don't. The last thing Surrey need is a run out here to be 15 for 3.
Yeah, absolutely not. Really good start again from Payne. He just gets the ball to do exactly what he wants it to in these first few overs, swinging the ball in both directions, pushing it across the right-hander, but also attacking the stump, swinging it back in. Be interesting to see how he bowls to the left-handed Sam Curran here, though.
Yeah, this is a good match-up here. Two of the best T20 players in the country. Oh, he's turned him a little bit first up. Curran gets something on it, though, and the ball squirts out into the covers. But Surrey are always up there as one of the finest sides in T20 cricket, aren't they? Amazingly, they've only ever won it once, and that was in the inaugural year of the Blast, which was back in 2003. But they're always there or thereabouts in the competition. It's just turned into the leg side, Van Buren Fields. And then Gloucestershire are obviously the champions. So what a game we've got laid on tonight. What a feast.
Yeah, completely, Dan. Sorry, as you mentioned, currently second in the table, 24 points. Gloucestershire have moved up to 7th, or maintained 7th after victory over Middlesex a couple of days ago as well.
Payne, or Curran. There's a little fiddle at that one. Yeah, we don't talk about the side that are top. We're not allowed to mention them. We're not allowed to swear on this channel, Toby, all right?
Yeah, it will be interesting to see, because victory here for Gloucestershire very much keeps them in the hopes for a top 4 finish in the group stage and therefore a place in the quarterfinals.
This is tidy stuff from David Payne. Just one from the over in the power play as well. It's interesting because Gloucestershire obviously lost the first 5 and they've won the next 4. I reckon they're probably allowed to lose one more and qualify, but it's a tough game this tonight. Obviously Somerset away is a tough game. Sussex at Cheltenham is a tough game, and Glamorgan a third. They've gone under everyone's radar. There's just going to be one there. David Payne just 2 off the over after 3 overs. Surrey 16 for 2. Jacks is on 10. Sam Curran on 1. The men out. Dominic Sibley caught by Cameron Bancroft off the bowling of David Payne for 1. And Jason Roy Ajit Singh Dale taking a skyer off the bowling of Josh Shaw.
Yeah, you mentioned one more loss. I reckon they could escape with 2 if games go their way, but I think one is definitely the sort of safety blanket, and any more than that almost sort of takes it out of their hands, because victory here actually pushes them up to 4th and within striking distance of the top 4.
But I remember Jack Taylor telling me a few years ago, he said Gloucestershire don't win games easily. They always, you know, make hard work of it even when they do win, apart from the semi-final and final last year.
And he comes there, and that's driven nicely out to backward point from Sam Curran. Moves on to 2. Josh Shaw is continuing here from the Ashley Down road end. And again, with this left-right combo we're seeing here from Surrey, it means that at all times one of the batters will have the opportunity to target that shorter boundary out towards the car park. This over the right-handed Will Jacks is hitting to the leg side. Also a little bit shorter, straight down the ground as well. That one tucks him up a little bit, but he plays it off the hip nicely. No run for it though.
Big warm welcome to the lovely Kim Barlow, as she's referred to herself, which is what I've said of many a times in the past. Listening in from South London. So, warm welcome to the West Country, Kim. Hope you're well. She's on the committee now at Surrey. She's gone very posh.
And again targeting the stumps there from Shaw, but they do get through for a single out to mid-wicket this time. Just sort of in off the inside half of the bat for Will Jacks. 18 for 2. Surrey move on to. Couple fielders out sweeping. That man at deep backward point, and also a sweeper at deep square leg as well. Ollie Price, that is, in front of the mound stands. Round the wicket now comes Shaw, targeting the stumps again, and Curran flicks that away nicely. Price has a lot of ground to make up, but he does excellently to get there. I'll pick up a couple for it.
Yeah, what Curran's so good at is early on he finds the pockets, picks up 1s and 2s whilst he gets used to the pace of the wicket, and then he'll get the levers out.
Yeah, he can hit some monstrous 6s, and I'm sure he'll look towards the Marker Lane stand over that cow corner side towards the flats. Oh, and he's hit badly there. He's okay, I think. That one's dug in short from Shaw. I think hits Curran on the arm. He's shaking his left hand there.
Yeah, that's his bowling arm.
Have a look at the replay here. You can see, yeah, dug in short, and he's just...
He's got through it too quickly, actually, isn't he?
Yeah. Just perhaps got stuck in the surface a little bit. But they get through for the single either way. Final ball of the 4th over here for Joshua. Gives himself width there, and that one millimetres away from the off stump as Jacks looked to carve that one through the offside. But it escapes, and he survives to end the 4th over there. 21 for 2, Surrey now.
That's the width of a Rizzler paper.
It's fine margins in T20 cricket, as you can see from that last one. We also see a change of bowling here. Ajit Singh Dale come into the attack for the 5th over, replaces David Payne, who bowled brilliantly his first couple, just a few runs from it.
Yeah, but 21 for 2 after 4. If you think that on Sunday, on the same wicket, Gloucestershire were 38 without loss, Middlesex were 47 without loss after 4 overs. Here's Ajit. Oh, he's going to get 4 runs there. That's why it's called the Surrey Cup.
Yeah, a little bit of a lucky escape there for Sam Curran. That's quick though from Singh Dale, and he's very, very unlucky. Fires in a pretty much perfect wide Yorker there first up. And just the inside edge as Curran flashes through the offsides. No chance for Bancroft behind the stumps.
Can't put fielders there, can you?
No. I think unless you're playing under 12s cricket with the backstop, not much is stopping that.
Singdale. Just open the face there, Curran, and angles it down to Ollie Price at backward point. Singdale is from, well, Surrey territory, Ascot, which is sort of Berkshire-Surrey borders.
Yeah, not far at all. That was a nice little delicate shot there from Curran, though, just using the pace of Singdale to run that down through backward point. We've already seen him, well, Dan's already mentioned how he can just find gaps and nail the ball around him. We've seen him start to do that so far.
Yeah, he's 9 from 10.
Jax hasn't been particularly fluent so far, but he faces up to Singdale now. He hit one monstrous 6, though.
That's turned off his legs, but only to Ollie Price. Only going to get one out there. Ollie Price, one of the best fielders in the country.
Yeah, slightly different field for the left-hander here with Curran. He's got almost an identical field to the previous over with Josh Shaw bowling. They like to have a deep backward point for him, almost a wide third man actually.
Jack Taylor will be really pleased with the start here from his troops. There's 4 more flashed over the top, and any width on this wicket, it's see you later time, isn't it?
Yeah, Singdale will feel a little bit hard done by with that one, I reckon. He's found the edge twice now, inside edge first up, and now the outside edge there, thick and over the top of short third man.
Going to flash hard though, and you know, it just goes away. This wicket is merciless. It's a bowler's graveyard. .31 for 2 in the 5th. Oh, that's well bowled. They're going to take one to Bancroft. A little inside edge onto the pad, and the ball dribbles out to probably 3rd or 4th slip. And good running from Jax, calls Curran through, but not sure Curran knew too much about that one.
No, not at all. Singdale again finding an edge. Ends up on the floor with that one as well. Just putting so much into his action. And again gets unlucky.
Singdale in past umpire Paul Baldwin. Oh, and Jax. Oh, we're moving the field. So Charlesworth is coming into the ring from backward point. And we've got Short and Price out on the leg side. Price is at deep backward square. Darcy Short deep mid wicket.
Yeah, almost a no ball that would have been if they hadn't been a little bit quicker.
Yeah, it would have been a no ball there as well for more than 2 men out in the power play. That's going to be a wide.
Just skipping through off the surface really well there from Singdale.
Yeah.
Almost catches Bancroft off guard, I think, behind the stumps with the kind of pace and carry and bounce that's coming through.
Umpires tonight are Paul Baldwin here at the Pavilion end, and at the Ashley Down Road end is Anthony Harris, with your match referee, ex-Gloucestershire left armour Mike Smith. Played for England once. That's whipped to Price. They think about 2, but wisely decide against it. That's the end of the 5th. 34 for 2, so 13 coming off that. But Surrey will want, I reckon, probably 50 off the power play, wouldn't they?
Yeah, 50. I'd say, yeah, 60's often a number teams look for, but with a couple wickets falling, Surrey haven't been particularly fluent, especially when you compare it to the game a couple days ago.
Yeah, I mean, Middlesex had 73 for none off the power play. Gloucestershire were 57 for none, so Surrey behind the races here. Well, there's plenty of time for them to make this up, isn't there?
Yeah, and as we've already mentioned, that strong batting order that they do have, still a lot to come in. Change of bowling from the Ashley Down Road end here. That one's dug into the pitch a little bit, and Jax whips away. Left armour here of David Payne into the attack. Interesting to see him change ends. He's only gone for 5 from his first 2, as well as picking up that big wicket of Dom Sibley, who edged behind. But he's coming in from the other end now, and bowling the final over of the power play. Down shorter again, and Curran looks to push that one down the ground, but it's fielded well at mid-on. Miles Hammond, I think that is.
Big warm welcome to the Peter May boys as well, a group of chaps who follow Surrey all around the country. I know there's a few of those listening in as well, so welcome to Glos Cricket TV.
That one's down the ground again, just evades the hand of Taylor. Could be a run out. Oh, again millimetres away, and Curran escapes. But that would have been really, really close.
Let's have a look, see if we can see this side on. Well, maybe not side on, but let's see if we can get a better view of this one.
That could not have been far away, I reckon. I think if Taylor gathers cleanly there, Curran was already a long way down.
Oh, I think he was toast.
Yeah, he's just stuttering there. Oh, really hard to tell, but it's going to be tight either way. In comes Payne again, and a bit of width on offer that time, or Jackson opens up the offside at least. Nice use of his wrists, but just for a single out towards Ollie Price.
These two sides played out an absolute thriller at the Oval last season. A tie down in South London on a steaming hot Friday night. David Payne bowling the last over, got it right in the Yorker, as Mark Lane described it, right in the hole, and the Surrey batter, I can't remember who it was, could only play it back to him, and a simple run out.
That was pulled nicely from Curran. Picks up 4 for that as well. Read that one early, rocked back and just pulls that one straight between mid-wicket and mid-on for a boundary for Surrey.
I'm sure fans of both clubs will remember that game. We also met in the Metro Bank last year, where it was a very hot day. Cameron Bancroft scored 100. A game where we saw James Taylor bowling to Matt Taylor, with Jack Taylor at the non-striker's end.
Payne in again. This time down the ground from Curran, almost a catching opportunity. I think that could have been.
Oh, is that a drop? I think that might have ended up just short of Payne. We'll see if we can have another look at it here. Oh, no, it carried. It'd have been a great catch. It's so hard in your follow through, though, especially David Payne, 6'4".
Yeah, he's got to get down low.
Yeah.
That would have been an absolute stunner. Ends the power play, though, there. Going well, Surrey, 41 for 2. They've recovered well after a challenging start, losing 2 wickets in the first 2 overs. Dom Sibley and Jason Roy both back in the pavilion. Will Jack's currently not out, alongside Sam Curran here at the Seat Unique Stadium in Bristol.
Yeah, Ollie Price is going to come into the attack. We saw spin from Graham van Buren, bowled really well against Middlesex here on Sunday on the same wicket. He went 1 for 28 off his 4. That's gone up in the air. I think that's going to be 6. It is 6. Over towards the marker lane stand, and Jack's, I'm not sure he even got all of that, to be honest with you. Sort of a bit of a top edge, but enough to clear the boundary. His second 6 of the innings.
Yeah, he's striking them nicely so far. That one, I think he did look to try and sweep that one upwards, but it did seem to come off a top edge, perhaps a fraction as well, and it was only a few metres over the ropes, but it's enough.
Price around the wicket. It's going to be a wide there. Trying to get it right on that tram line. He's got 3 deep fielders on the leg side. As Jacks pushes that one out to Hammond. They're going to come back for 2. Direct hit there, would have been close. Again, Miles Hammond is probably not the Gloucester... Oh, sorry, it's Darcy Short. But either of them are probably not the 2 Gloucestershire fielders you want to be taking on.
Yeah, brings the 50 up that for Surrey as well. 50 for 2, 6.2 overs in for the visitors.
That's just turned. They're going to amble through for an easy single.
Yeah, that would have been another really tight run-out call. We've seen a fair few opportunities so far from Surrey today. Quite a few edges off Singdale in his first over, and also that possibly caught and bowled opportunity. Would have been a stunner for David Payne.
I think it's the law of probability as well, isn't it? I mean, what are the chances someone's going to direct hit from 60 yards away? Short, pulled, and 4. Whistles past Graham Van Buren at mid-wicket, not that far away from him, but...
Just skipped off the hard surface, I think, didn't it? It's going to be challenging to stop those. He picked the gap well, did Curran. Read the length early on and used that pull shot to great use.
Price, Curran just plays him up to Charlesworth at long on.
Yeah, it's interesting. We didn't see Ollie Price bowl against Middlesex. And the spinners, particularly Middlesex's spinners, were pretty expensive.
Cut away. Is that going to be 4 more? No, Van Buren cuts it off on the Kennington Avenue side, the shorter side of the ground here. And that's 57 for 2 at the 7th. And Surrey are actually recovering a little bit here, aren't they?
Yeah, very much so. Starting to pick up the rate as well. First few overs it was sort of about 6, just under 6. But it's now up at over 8s.
Few of the Gloucestershire bucket hats on offer. I think, is that Dill Cox there?
Yeah, kids having a lot of fun here. Down at the Seat Unique Stadium. Looking like a pretty good crowd in front of us at the Marker Lane stand and in the... mind blanking the other stand now. Jack Russell stand as well.
Yeah. Matt Taylor's going to have a go from the Ashley Down Road. There's always the marquee on the far side is always well populated with people getting their 5 a day of the local apple juice inside.
3 sweepers out on the leg side here for Taylor, 2 out on the off. And that's going to be out towards mid-wicket just for a leisurely single. Charlesworth over there, quick across the ground. Left arm here of Matt Taylor replacing the left arm of David Payne last over. It's a pretty much mirror image here for Sam Curran in the field. Shorter again off at back of a length. They're going to push for 2. They're going to have to settle with a single. That's Darcy Short out there. Very, very quick, attacking it.
Well, Sam Curran will have played in the IPL with Darcy Short, and you'll know all about him.
Yeah, played against him probably in the Blast a bit before, and also the 100 as well. Short playing for the Trent Rockets in the opening season. That's Fuller on an outside edge again. Singdale does well to get his body behind it. They get through for just 1.
He's got one in the mouth there, I think.
Yeah, just pinged up off the ground a little bit, and as you say, up into the jaw.
Oh, he's all right. He's a good-looking lad, Adge. You don't want to ruin his looks, I tell you.
Halfway through the 8th over now. 60 up for Surrey. And again, that one's just dabbed into the leg side. A lot of space out there with all 3 fielders in front of square out on the boundary.
Gloucestershire won't mind ones, though. It's a matter of cutting the boundaries off. This is as we know, it's 200 here, and if you can, you know, want a ball is fine. It's a matter of cutting the boundaries off here for Jack Taylor.
That one's full and straight, and that one's into the leg side. They're going to push for 2 and should make it, and that one goes for 4 in the end. Misfield out there in the deep, just possible a little bobble off the knee and over the rope. They'll be disappointed with that one, will Gloucestershire?
Yeah, I wonder if they go in each other's way there, perhaps.
Miscommunication maybe. First boundary of the over there against Matt Taylor. That one's full and straight. Swings in a fraction as well, but Jacks whips that one away into the leg side nicely to end the 8th over. 66 for 2. 9 runs from the over. You can see these two really stringing together a good partnership now. Jacks 32 off 22 not out. Sam Curran 26 off 20. Jason Roy and Dom Sibley, the 2 batters to go. Wickets for David Payne and Josh Shaw in the first and second over. Really put Gloucestershire on top, but Surrey have fought back well. So we're going to see another new bowler here.
Yeah, the man with the golden arm, Ben Charlesworth. He's been outstanding this season. Just picks up wickets just when Gloucestershire need them.
Yeah, a lot of bowling options for Gloucestershire. We only saw them use the 5 bowlers on Sunday against Middlesex, but they're almost certainly going to up that today. In theory, have 10 bowling options if they want to.
It's short and pulled out to short at deep mid wicket. Yeah, I mean, Graham Van Buren can bowl, Jack Taylor can bowl, Darcy Shaw can bowl. He bowls unorthodox.
Yeah, left arm leg spin, yeah.
Yeah.
And Miles Hammond, a few offies could be thrown in there.
Have you been in that cider tent, Toad? Charlesworth.
It's a shame we didn't have the cameras there. Your face was priceless, I think.
And he comes. Slower ball, just rolls his fingers over. A little bit of a misfield there from Matt Taylor, but no harm done. Ones are all right. Yeah, Surrey now, 11 overs to go. They've got 8 wickets in the hutch. They've done the rebuilding job. I think they could do with some boundaries now. It's amazing how quickly the pendulum in T20 switches, isn't it? Pulled into the deep. Just 1 to Darcy Shaw. They decided he's not a man they want to take on.
Yeah, partnership continuing to climb here. Over 50 between these two.
Slower ball from Charlesworth. Van Buren does well on bobbly ground, actually. That took a real naughty bounce before him.
Yeah, those practice pitches over there torn up a little bit, particularly in this hot weather. You can just see the strips in front of him.
Well, you can see the ground. I mean, Taunton last night on the TV was brown, the outfield. Short, oh, and dropped. That's gone through Singdale. And that was an opportunity there. Short fine leg. Curran helps it on its way and hit it quite firmly. It would have been a good catch. But sometimes you've got to take those, haven't you?
Yeah, that was hit really, really hard by Curran there. And yeah, Singdale, as you say, gets 2 hands to it, but can't even palm it up in the air. It just goes straight through him.
And went for 4 just to rub salt into the Gloucestershire wound. 75 for 2. Jack's 34, Sam Curran 33. As he just pokes that one back to the bowler. So 9 off that Charlesworth over. 75 for 2 at the end of the 9th.
Yeah, you can see the run rate there, just continuing to climb pretty much consistently throughout this innings. Couple early wickets really left Surrey behind the 8 ball, but these two have done a brilliant job of just continuing to build the innings, picking up boundaries pretty much every over as well. But they have offered opportunities. Catching one there to Singdale that last over, one to David Payne at the back end of the power play as well, a caught and bowled. Both would have been very good catches if they'd been taken.
Here's Ajit Singdale. Can he atone for that error?
Full and straight, and that was down the leg side in the end. Well covered by Bancroft. Just flicks the pad, I think, on the way through though.
Yeah, it wasn't given a wide by Anthony Harris.
Maybe an edge or something off Jax's bat, but dot ball either way. Closing in on the halfway mark here at the Seat Unique Stadium. Slow ball, smashed up in the air. Has he got enough of it? Yes, he has. Over the top there of the Jack Russell stand, down towards the flats. And another big 6 for Will Jacks. Moves into the 40s, the Surrey batter.
Yeah, that one's nearly hit the new mural here, painted by Silent Hobo. David Sid Lawrence, Courtney Walsh, David Payne and Mike Proctor. Some Gloucestershire legends on that mural.
Yeah, Jack's read that slow ball very well. It's a little change up from Singdale. Quicker this time, that one's up in the air. Has he got enough of it again? He has. Over the head there of Miles Hammond. Long off. Didn't sound like he got fully that one, almost a slight outside edge, outside half of the bat maybe. But in the end, nothing Miles Hammond can do except watch it fly over his head. Back-to-back 6s for Will Jacks.
That's the thing at Bristol. Down the ground is small. You've got to go into the pitch at Bristol, I think. But then you run the risk of
short leg side boundary.
Yeah.
It's tricky here for Singdale. Just having a little chat with his skipper. Jack Taylor offering some words of wisdom. That one is into the pitch, out towards deep square, but it bounces short of him in the end. Van Buren out there fields and brings Sam Curran on strike.
That one nearly did end up in the car park, didn't it? Nearly ended up going to have a 99 flake at the ice cream van situated over there. But in a way, Jacks is probably relieved that he didn't quite get hold of that, because he could quite easily have put that down the throat of Graham Van Buren as well. Yeah,
a slight top edge of some sort you think could have been taken by the left arm spinner, but just too flat and bounced too short in the end. Round the wicket comes Singdale though. Pace on again. Curran just tucks it off his hip out to deep square leg. Fielded by Matt Taylor out there, and I think he's just happy to get off strike and get Will Jacks, who's been smoking them round Bristol so far today, particularly with the short leg side boundary. 1 ball remains in the over. 14 from it currently after a dot ball to start. Jack's just having a little scan. 3 out on the leg side, 2 out on the off. Fine leg third man inside the ring. That one's just chipped out to long on, and they'll just wander through for a single to end the over. 90 for 2. 15 from the over. A big over there for Surrey. Probably now back ahead of the rate. 10 overs in. Looking at least 200, you think, with these two going very, very well.
Yeah, I'd say so. Gloucestershire could do with a wicket here. Surrey get a reputation amongst county cricket fans of being sort of quite a snooty club. I didn't find that during my time there. I found a lot of South London geezers and ladies, of course, who, you know, support Palace and support sides like that, and they're some of the best fans in the country down there. They also, remember, the only county voted against the 100 coming in. Graham Van Buren from the pavilion end. Cut. It's only going to go 1 to Charlesworth. think it's quite possibly pace off on this.
Yeah, it's an old pitch. It's the same one they used on Sunday, so perhaps a little bit more tired after a few days recovery.
Yeah, I wonder if Dan Lawrence will come into play as well. Van Buren going over the wicket to Curran, who doesn't time this.
Yeah, that one looked like it gripped in the surface and jagged quite a lot.
It did. Adam Zampa will be licking his Australian lips at that one, I tell you.
Yeah, Curran always looking to try and work that one quite square, and then because it just jagged back on him, he had to play it straight down the ground in the end.
One out to long off to Ollie Price from Jacks. That's his 50 as well. 31 balls, just the 1-4, but 4 sixes in there. Striking at just shy of 162. And that's a really good innings, because at 14 for 2, Surrey were under a little bit of pressure, and Jacks has really played a mature innings here. That screamed out to long off. Hammond doing the fielding.
Yeah, absolutely slashed again from Curran.
Yeah, but it's Curran who's the one who's been dropped a few times, isn't he? He's been dropped by Singdale there. He was dropped by David Payne on the corn bowled. Oh, that's pushed wide deliberately there by Van Buren. And just skidding through. He's 5'6", and he doesn't get much bounce. That can often be quite hard to hit. Driven out to long off. That's a tidy over from the South African.
Yeah,
95 for 2 at the 11th.
much needed there from Gloucestershire and Van Buren. As you say, 5 from it. Just slowly clawing Gloucestershire back in. Surrey, I'm sure, will be looking to try and explode from this position here. They lost those 2 early wickets. Just on the screen, you can see Cheltenham Festival coming along very, very soon now, the 17th. The first day, next Thursday, where Gloucestershire women take on Sussex Sharks. The men follow that as well,
yeah,
with the T20.
I believe there's only a limited amount of tickets left for that one as well, so get your tickets on the club website, which is glossccc.co.uk. Matt Taylor, that's in the air, and that is in almost into the side of tent.
Yeah, huge 6 again from Jacks, 5th of the innings. He's absolutely flying. And that is his 300th T26 as well, Will Jacks. And he's still only 26 years old.
Yeah, thanks to Brian Cowley and Marcus Hook at Surrey for giving us the stats. That's in the air. That could well be out. It is.
There's the wicket. Gloucestershire have it. Will Jacks, just past his 50, has been smoking 6s round the ground, but he ends up back in the pavilion now. Good delivery from Taylor and caught at long on. Ollie Price. Simple catch in the end. Jacks goes for 1 6 too many. We're going to see Dan Lawrence come out to the crease. He was carded a little bit lower, but they're happy to push Laurie Evans down to number 6 by the looks of it. Lawrence often at the top of the order.
Yeah, Lawrence, Chingford Cricket Club originally. Made the move from Essex the winter before last. Said he wanted to bowl more at Surrey, which he's doing. Didn't get many overs at Essex due to Simon Harmer being so good.
And even then, Matt Critchley as well. Lots of good spinners down there in Chelmsford, but he's at Surrey now. Made the move into South London. He's got Matt Taylor coming in. And he just prods that first one into the leg side. Could be tight for a run out. Not far off. Really well backed up there from Miles Hammond, though. He's off the mark first ball, but A little bit shaky first up for Dan Lawrence.
I think he was gone there.
Yeah, there's a few opportunities for run out Surrey have offered. All very challenging though. That one only had one stump to aim at from mid-wicket. But it gets Sam Curran on strike again. 36 from 27, the left armour. He's going to have to pick up from where Will Jacks left off. And slapped down the ground again. Just a little late on it perhaps, and was maybe thinking to try and work that into the leg side, but in the end finds Price down there at long off.
Gareth Batty, Surrey's head coach, has won the county championship every year since he's been in the role. Won it for 3 years in a row. First side since Yorkshire in 1968 to manage that feat.
Slow ball that time, I think, from Taylor, and it's misfielded in the end. They're going to come back for two. No. Can't make it in the end. Darcy Short out there. Quick across the ground to cut it off. Yeah, on track for the fourth as well, Surrey.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet against them at all. I really wouldn't. I think Batty is a fine coach.
Final ball here of the over for Matt Taylor. Full and straight, and just again dropped into the leg side. They're going to push for two and should make it. Short coming around to his right. Can't cut it off, and that ends the 12th over. 106 for 3. Most importantly, the big wicket of Will Jacks, though, caught at long on, looking to go big again. Sorry, in an interesting position here with Lawrence and Curran at the crease. 8 overs to go. 200 is definitely still on the cards, but these two will need to keep the rate up.
Yeah, well, they often say in T20 cricket, double the score at the end of 12, but it's a big ask, I think, to get 212 from here. You never know, do you? You never know.
They've still got a bit of power to come in their lineup. Tom Curran, Laurie Evans, Ollie Sykes.
But going back to Gareth Batty, I wouldn't mind seeing him as the next England coach. Van Buren, Lawrence drives that out to long off.
It's a bold call, that, Dan.
Yeah, well, I think his track record, he's won the county championship, which is the closest thing to Test cricket, 3 years in a row. I think it's I mean, Surrey fans won't like me saying this. Obviously they want him from, yeah, of course. Van Buren over the wicket to Curran, who plays this back to Van Buren. Speared in by the intelligent South African. He's a thinking man's bowler, Graham Van Buren. Yeah. But yeah, I think Gareth Batty is first class, I really do. That's wide, that's gone up in the air. I think it's going to find the gap. It has done. And Curran is living a charmed life.
Yeah, very much so. That was another really smart ball from Van Buren. Just slowed it right up, floating it outside off stump. I think perhaps saw Sam Curran looking to give himself a little bit of room and just almost sliced that one up in the air.
Rocks onto the back foot, does Lawrence, and pushes it out to deep cover.
Yeah, more pace on it that time from Van Buren. He's mixing up his pace really nicely here. Just keeping the Surrey batters honest.
That's 6 runs. Just straying onto the legs, and Curran, nothing lucky about that one. Picks him up into the car park, and the young lad retrieves the ball. Chucks it back to David Payne and gets a high five from his father. That was a nice shot, nice pick-up, wasn't it?
Very much so.
That's out into the deep. Is that down the throat of Darcy Short? It is. Curran's luck runs out, and Graham Van Buren deserves that. He's bowled really intelligently, and Curran departs for a bright and breezy 46, caught by Darcy Short, bowled by Graham Van Buren, and Surrey...
They're 4 down, starting to falter a little bit, aren't they?
But they've got, as we said, they've got depth. 115 for 4 now in... Is that the end of the 13th or 5 balls? I've forgotten.
Yeah, end of the 13th.
End of the 13th. So, going to want 200 on this.
Yeah, again, as you mentioned there, Dan, Van Buren just so clever, so smart with the way he was bowling. Again, slowed that one up, outside off, having fired in the one previously, which Curran swept gorgeously for 4. But that time, pretty similar to the sort of almost catching opportunity a couple balls previously that Curran sliced up in the air. But that time, Curran almost unfortunately got too much on it and nailed it really off the middle of the bat, straight out to Darcy Short.
Laurie Evans has walked to the crease. He's been donning the gloves recently. It's been interesting because Rory Burns had them last year, and yet the understudy to Ben Folkes is Josh Blake, who I think is not only a fine wicket-keeper but a fine batter as well.
Yeah, he's been playing a little bit as Blake, but not given too much opportunity. Been around at Surrey for a few years though. Singdale into the attack again, sorry. Out chipped out, oh! Almost a screaming caught and bowled there. Just off the palm of Singdale. Low to his right again, hit back firmly at him from Lawrence. Has to go down as a drop, but a very, very challenging one there. Would have been another screamer.
Oh, the sticker, they don't they? It's just pot luck. You stick your hand out and sometimes they stick and sometimes they spill out. But yes, Josh Blake is a fine, fine player.
That was just pushed out into extra cover and Jack Taylor fields well.
He was actually doing some coaching for the Surrey Foundation, and I think they were short in the second 11 game, like sort of got him in. He plays obviously for Sutton in the Surrey Premier. Took his opportunity, scored runs, and has been there about, I think, 7 or 8 years now. Got 100 in the Metro Bank last year.
Again attacking the top of off there from Singdale, and just a little bit of respect as much as anything else from Laurie Evans. 116 for 4, halfway through the 14th over here.
You can see how Wickets put the brake on, can't you? 10th over, 90 for 2. At the end of 10, coming almost to the end of 14, and they're 116 for 4.
That one sliced through backward point, fielded well from Matt Taylor there at backward point. Stopped what would have been an inevitable 4, running away across this quick outfield here at the Seat Unique Stadium, but in the end, the skipper's brother does well to get down, get behind the ball, and stop the boundary. Again, we see a pretty similar field that we've seen all day today. That was pushed out to extra cover, could be tight. Taylor's quick across the ground, but the batters are quicker. Single there for the penultimate ball of the over. Yeah, sweepers out, deep square, deep mid-wicket, long on, long off, and deep cover as well. Singdale's fought back in well this over so far. 1 ball still to come though. And he ends it really well. Top ball there from Singdale. Too much pace for Laurie Evans. Blasts his way through the Surrey batter to pick up his first wicket of the day with raw pace. That was so quick. Ball flew away to the boundary in the end as well.
Well, Laurie Evans has played some gorgeous shots during his long and varied career. That's not one of them.
Yeah, absolutely done for pace there. Singdale has been unlucky today, going for 31 from his 3, but that last over, 1 wicket, 3 runs from it. Brilliant, brilliant spell from him.
Tom Curran walks out to the wicket. Talk about this depth. Tom Curran's a dangerous customer, isn't he? Ollie Sykes, Schoolboy Cricketer of the Year 2 years ago. He hits the long ball. Rangy left-hander.
Even below that, Chris Jordan, Nathan Smith, both more than capable of holding a bat. Jordan obviously involved in a pretty remarkable victory against Kent earlier this year, hitting a boundary off the last ball to take his side home.
Van Buren driven. Jack Taylor's going to have a shy. And Dan Lawrence.
It's on thin ice at the moment, isn't he?
He's flirting with danger.
He got off strike with a pretty risky single. Follows up there with another one.
Well, I think Surrey need to take some risks. I think they'll know they haven't got enough on the board here. Van Buren. I tell you what, I hope he's more generous at the bar than he is when he's bowling out there, because he's tight as anything. Slashed. Charles Worth in pursuit, can't cut that one off. Good placement there by Tom Curran. Deliberately opened the face and guided it back with a point. And Ben Charlesworth couldn't get round there and cut that off across this glass-like Bristol outfield.
Yeah, great use of wrist there from Tom Curran to find the gap for the 4.
Van Buren just tickled into the onside for a single. Curran in the boundary, getting down the other end with a single. Good cricket. You're listening to me, Dan Whiting. I'm with Toby Reynolds here, Gloucestershire versus Surrey from the Seat Unique Stadium. Sun-drenched Bristol. Oh, Van Buren getting it right in the block hole. Lawrence using his feet, drilling this one out to Ollie Price, but he's quickly in off that boundary in front of the Thatcher's bar. 124 for 5 with 5 overs left, and I think it's a big ask to get 200 from here.
Yeah, very much so. Last 3 overs have gone for just 19 runs. They've done brilliantly well of Gloucestershire here to fight back into the game. It looked like Surrey were kind of waltzing their way to 200 pretty comfortably. Then the wicket of Will Jacks went down. It's been downhill for Surrey since. Curran fell soon after. Lawrence was dropped, and again then Evans blasted away by Singdale, who has actually withdrawn from the attack here in favour of Matt Taylor. That was guided delicately. It's going to run away for 4 there. The outfield's too quick here at the Seat Unique Stadium. It's a lovely shot from Dan Lawrence, uses the pace, just guides that one through third man for 4 runs.
Yeah, intelligent cricket there from the Chingford lad.
Yeah, that's the one issue that Gloucestershire do have with fine leg and third man inside the ring. Pace on can be deflected easily. Pace on again, this time in front of square. Pulled hard, but just for 1.
Yeah, I think Jack Taylor's happy with singles.
Yeah, well, I think in a T20 game, a single is almost always a win.
Yeah.
6 and over.
6 and over from
It's
here
not
is
enough.
160.
Yeah.
I think they take 160 all day long.
Pace on again, pulled round the corner, pulled fine enough away from deep square for 4 runs. Curran read that length early, just whipped it away behind square onto the leg side for 4. It's uppish though.
It was, yeah, but I think Surrey have to take a few risks. Matt Taylor, so good in this competition last year, 29 wickets in the competition. Only David Payne with 33 got more.
With the width on offer, driven uppish again, will be back-to-back boundaries. Almost there towards Singdale at backward point, but in the end it's square enough and squirts away for 4 runs from Tom Curran there.
Yeah, I think just a little bit too much width on offer, and as we saw the other day on this wicket, width is the worst thing you can do, because it doesn't have to be a half volley. You can just push it through the covers and let the outfield do the rest of the work for you. It's so quick, but as soon as you give any width, you know, it's as good as bowling a half volley.
Round the wicket comes Matt Taylor now, the left armer. That finds the leading edge there. He'll get a single pretty comfortably for it, but that's a good start there from Taylor coming round the wicket, angled in. And Curran looked to work it into the leg side, but can only find a leading edge out towards backward point.
Yeah, his brother Jack just went over to him after that other boundary there and just had a little word.
Staying around the wicket for Dan Lawrence here. Full and straight and driven nicely by Lawrence for 1. He's 14 off 12, Curran 14 off 6. Picked up a couple boundaries in that over as well. 140 for 5, 4 overs remain.
Yeah, 16 off that. Surrey needed it. There's the worm on your screen.
Pretty consistent generally, a little bit of a dip after the couple early wickets, and similarly a bit of a dip around the sort of 12th to 15th over when another 3 wickets fell.
There's the run rate. Sure we'll see the Manhattan soon as well. There we go. There's the Manhattan, or as it's known in Surrey, East Croydon.
Josh Shaw returns the attack here from the pavilion end now.
Yeah, and he comes bustling in. Short and pulled out into the deep, bobbly outfield, but it's well fielded out in the deep. I think that's Matt Taylor out there actually.
Yeah, he did well to get his body behind it, just to try and stop those little bobbles on the hard outfield here. It's been a bit challenging. We've seen a couple mistakes, but it's difficult.
Short going into the pitch. That's good. It's a bobbly outfield here due to how dry it's been, isn't it? You have to get all your body behind the ball. And I think Gloucestershire's fielding, I know they've dropped catches, but I think their ground fielding's been pretty good.
Yeah, generally, I mean, Singdale, for example, took one in the jaw earlier, just popped up a little bit off the pitch.
Got to take one for the team, Topes. Got to take one for the team. Oh, that's a big appeal for LBW. He's gone a long way across his stumps there. Josh Shaw is flummoxed. I'd like to have another look at this. I think this is pretty close.
That looks dead in front.
He's back in his crease a long way. Maybe it is angling down, I don't know, but the man who matters is Paul Baldwin, and he says not out.
Yeah, lucky escape there from Lawrence, but he's still at the crease.
Whipped with a touch of bottom hand there by Tom Curran.
Yeah, Shaw was just pleading with that last one, wasn't he? Hands on heads.
He's smiling though, Josh. And he's from Yorkshire. He's a great bowler though in this format, Josh Shaw. As he gets heaved for 4 into the leg side. I don't think there's a lot wrong with that ball actually. It was just a hack across the line and evades Matt Taylor out in the deep. But Josh Shaw, since he's come back into the side, Gloucestershire have won every game. He's missing for the first 5, and then he's come back for the 4 that Gloucestershire have won. He makes such a difference to the attack. And last year, as Gloucestershire won the Vitality Blast in the quarter-final, semi-final and final, he was outstanding. Oh, that's a beamer and a no ball, and it's going to be an expensive one as well, because he's now on a final warning. He did get taken off at Somerset last year away.
Yeah, not what you want there. Must have just slipped out the hand of Fraction, going for the Yorker, you assume.
Yeah, there's no malice in Josh Shaw. Unlike a bloke when I was captaining my club side, who I dropped to the 2s and ran through the crease from 16 yards and beamed me in the nets. That's up in the air, but it's a free hit, so it doesn't matter if Price catches this, despite some people in the crowd getting rather excited, but they'll take the 1. 152 for 5, 3 overs to go.
Yeah, it was actually some good fielding there from Price. Didn't get distracted by the fact it was a free hit and just took it cleanly to stop anything more than a single for it. And Josh Shaw escapes there with just 1 from that free hit.
So Payne will bowl the 17th. I reckon the 18th. Shaw will bowl the 19th. Matt Taylor the 20th. That's how they tend to do it here. I don't think Gloucester should go to the Oval this year. I think it's one they miss. It's a shame after last year's tie.
Across the stumps there from Lawrence, and maybe a thin edge, an appeal there from Payne, but nothing given in the end. It's almost a little helicopter shot there from the Surrey man. He gets right the way across the stumps and kind of gets himself a little bit tangled, I think. Not really sure where he was trying to hit that one. But Payne continues. That one slashed down towards long off. 1 run.
Well, he knows it's Cheltenham next week. Maybe he's trying to hit it to Cheltenham. Trying to go up the A38 or up the M5.
Yeah, changing up the field now here for Curran. They know he can find some awkward areas. They've got deep backward point out, deep square leg in, and it looks like deep mid wicket and long on are coming very straight. So Payne cannot offer anything down the leg side here. Goes outside off and it's up in the air. Going to be a couple bounces and 4. Curran does well to find the gap out there over extra cover. Width offered up and Curran cashes in. He's been a very useful inning so far as the all-rounder, just helping Surrey build up their total. Nearing 160 at the moment. Curran's 20 from 9.
Big welcome to Phil and Tricia Garrard watching the game. Tricia was president of Surrey last couple of years.
Oh, and a perhaps slower ball that time, I think, from Payne. Just deceived Curran in the flight. Looked to try and hoik that one over the leg sides.
Curran looking a tad discombobulated there, wasn't he?
Just swinging hard, as he always does, Tom Curran. Very effective middle order, lower order batter. And again, full this time from Payne, and think off the pads of Curran. He went down on one knee to slog sweep that. Not given as a leg bye, so maybe an inside edge first.
He's such a good bowler, David Payne. You know, even if he gets collared for 6 this ball, he's still only going to go for 24 off his 4. It's part of the reason why Gloucestershire come through these tight games and why they were champions last year. His 33 wickets, leading wicket taker in the competition. but it's also why they win a lot of these tight games. And his last over at the Oval in that tie last year was majestic.
Short that time, slower ball again, I think, and too quickly through the shot is Dan Lawrence. 159 for 5. 2 overs remain here. And a brilliant spell there for David Payne. 1 for 18 from his 4 overs. As you were saying, Dan, so miserly. Just difficult to get away. Changes his pace really well. Swings the ball early on. And has been critical in Gloucestershire having a very good first 18 overs of this game here in the Vitality Blast.
Yeah, David Payne is on our latest podcast from the club, Being Glorious, where he talks about bowling, about pressure, along with Josh Shaw, who's got the ball now, and Matt Taylor. The 3 of them talk about bowling at the death and what it takes, and it's a good listen. Tune in, it's on the usual places where you get your podcasts. Josh Shaw. Oh, that smash back. And Ollie Price was only about 15 yards away from that, but it was just too quick even for him. Josh Shaw was lucky that didn't hit him in the head. He was taking, in the act of self-preservation. I want to see Luke Fletcher got one the other year, didn't he? Where
yeah, that was
hit,
nasty.
oh, horrible.
Right on the top of the head.
Shaw. Full toss. Got to be careful here, Josh Shaw. Another one over waist high, and he's out of the attack.
Yeah, gets away with that one as well. Just 1 from it.
Striving for the Yorker, isn't it? And that's what, you know, just get it slightly wrong and it's suddenly a beamer. Sure. That's up in the air. That could well be out. No. It's a lot of ground out there to cover, isn't it? That's the thing, and they're going to get 3. And Charlesworth is quick across the ground, but he couldn't even get there.
Yeah, just sort of hung in the air, but just teasing, tantalising.
It was a teaser, wasn't it?
Yeah, he made up a lot of ground because he's quite far behind square on the leg sides. That was almost out towards mid-wicket as much as anything else.
Oh, that's up in the air, that's 6. Bouncer. And this is, yeah, he's given it 6.
Yeah, quite a long one that, just pure top edge.
But it's so short down the ground.
Yeah, it's the risk with pace on, really.
Yeah.
Someone like Josh Shaw, you know, he's got the cover if Curran middles that one out to deep backward square, but top edge, you can't really do much about it.
Well, I think Shaw's probably feeling pretty aggrieved about that LBW, if I'm honest with you. That one's up in the air. That's going to be out. Bancroft, the man with the gloves, calls it. Takes it off David Payne, who was coming forward, but Bancroft there showing his experience, and Tom Curran departs for 32, perishing in the pursuit of quick runs.
Yeah, really good knock from Tom Curran. 32 from 15, over a 200 strike rate, 5 4s and a 6 as well. That top edge, just the previous delivery, but he has to depart now. And yeah, he almost took out David Payne, did Bancroft there. He called early, I think, though, luckily for the left arm quick. He was more than happy to leave it to the gloveman.
Ollie Sykes, the left-hander, walks to the crease. Big future ahead of him. Local lad as well. He's from Dulwich, although I believe he plays, I think he goes to play for Reigate Priory now in the Surrey Championship. When he, you know, when the commitments allow. Here's shorter Sykes. He likes it over long on and mid-wicket. Like that, but he's going to be out. This is under Ollie Price. Ollie Sykes caught Ollie Price, bowled Josh Shaw, first ball.
Yeah, a really good ball there from Shaw. Back-to-back wickets to end his spell. He picks up 2 for 41 in the end. Sykes departs first ball without scoring.
Three,
in the end for Shaw. Yeah, he picked up one in the second over, didn't he?
Roy.
Jason Roy, yeah. It was a little bit expensive with Shaw, but 3 wickets are more than worth his time, I think, as a quick 1 over to go.
Could quite easily have been 4.
7 down now, Surrey, but Chris Jordan, already talked about him before today, more than capable bat, comes out to join Dan Lawrence, who's probably going to have to do a little bit of work here to try and get Surrey up as close to that 200 mark as they can.
I believe Jordan has been superb since relinquishing the captaincy last year. Sam Curran's got it now.
Round the wicket, and that one's slashed out through the offside. Could pick up a boundary for it. It does indeed. Under the body there, I think that's Darcy Short out there. So it tumbles over the ball. He's just stretching out his back there. That's 4 runs for Lawrence. Picked the gap really nicely there. Just in between Jack Taylor and extra cover. And the fielder out there on the rope. 30 from 22, Lawrence. Surrey 177. That's going to be too wide. Could be a no ball, yeah, off the cut strip. You very rarely see that, but it will be a free hit. Taylor will be disappointed. I think it just slipped out. Maybe there's a little bit of, not really sure what it'd be out there. We saw Shaw slip a few times, or the ball slip out of his hand, sorry. That one similarly for Taylor.
You're not going to get due.
Yeah, I know. So across the stumps goes Lawrence. Hoiked into the leg side, taken, but it is a free hit, so it's just going to be the 1 run for it. Very good take that, though, out in the deep. Charlesworth, I think that is.
Yeah.
Could have gone for
Casual.
6. Yeah.
Casual. But no, Jordan's been outstanding since giving up the captaincy.
Yeah, his bowling has been brilliant. 3 for against Glamorgan, 4 for against Kent. He also bowled for just an economy of about 5 against Kent earlier. Down slash through the offside. And it will be 4, behind square, enough on it. Bit of width on offer for Jordan, he cashes in. Sends Matt Taylor to the boundary. It's already a pretty expensive final over here for Taylor, and Surrey are really starting to pile on the runs now. Into the 180s. They are 184, 3 balls remain. 200's on the cards, but it's unlikely, you'd have to say.
Well, after the last over against Middlesex, with all those 6s raining down.
And tucks up Jordan, it's up in the air and it's going to go long. 6 runs there for Chris Jordan. Those are the 6s you're talking about, Dan. Out towards the tent in the car park. Gorgeous shot from Jordan, just read the length early, picked it up and deposited that one over the leg side for 6. Taylor's struggling here to keep the ball inside the rope. 190, Surrey now. That one's just dabbed down the grounds. Going to push for 2, misfield there. Miles Hammond out there at long off. Keeps Jordan on strike, picks up 2 for it. 200's not really on the cards now if Taylor keeps his foot behind the line, but pretty imposing total nonetheless for Surrey here. Having been 2 down for 14 in the first 2 overs, and also losing a flurry of wickets in the middle to slow them up as well. And that's just going to be a single to end here for Surrey. Chris Jordan turns and jogs off the pitch. 193 for 7, Surrey finish. A pretty impressive total in the end, as I was saying. All down really to Will Jacks at the top of the order, made 57 from 35. partnered by Sam Curran for a long time, who made 46. And a little bit of lower order hitting. Dan Lawrence, 31 not out from 24. And more impressively, Tom Curran, 32 from 15. Just boosted the visitors up to 193.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how Gloucestershire go about this, and with Darcy Short in such fine form, if he can get Gloucestershire off to a flyer, they're in business. Miles Hammond, Jack Taylor, Ollie Price, Cameron Bancroft, Ben Charlesworth. There's runs in that top order, isn't there? And Gloucestershire will fancy their chances, but with Zampa and Jordan, Surrey's attack are probably one of the best in the country, aren't they, Toby?
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned those two. Got the Currans to back them up as well. Nathan Smith, the Kiwi overseas pro, as well. It's going to be a challenging chase for Gloucestershire, but we saw them pile on 200 a couple days ago, and they have the batting strength and the batting power to do it. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, just under, for the next innings.
Yep, let's have a look and see how Gloucestershire respond to this total of 193 for 7. Come and join us soon.
There comes the bad apples, and then to our left here, we've got the good apples, the team of Patrick and Fred. There you go. Nice bit of light and shade, good and bad. Who's going to conquer tonight? Right, so, always a big decision. One of you's gone trainers on, one of you's gone barefoot, both in the trainer, that's good. And you've washed your footwear as well, but that's probably for fashion reasons. Okay, so, are we ready? Good luck. It's a relay race to win a big crate of Thatcher's gold. No cheating. Give them all your support. The sun is shining, there's no wind, it's perfect conditions. In 3, 2, 1, let's go! Okay, James has got off to a very solid start. Fred's neck and neck though. Here's the first turn. Well done, James. That's impressive. Go on, Fred. Go on, James. It's the Good Apples in the lead at the moment. They've overtaken them. But here's the all-important changeover. And there's Patrick wheeling away. The big strides here from Finn. Finn for the Bad Apples. That's a good turn from Finn. Patrick's lost momentum, but Patrick, you're doing okay. Oh, it's the Bad Apples. The Bad Apples who take the win. Much to the crowd's dismay. But what a great race that was. James and Finn, handshakes all round. It was a good clean race. That's nice to see. Well done, guys. Many congratulations. James, how did it feel to win?
Oh, I'm ecstatic. I've been training for a long time for this, so it's just fun to take home the victory.
And Finn, come on. Just realised it says Apple on your t-shirt. You've come prepared. Very nice, very nice. How do you feel about that? That was the top one. See the gas. Cool. Just finally, I always like to ask people, what's your favourite type of apple? Right, good. Nice, yeah. Down the middle, route 1, but I like it. What about you? Sour, yeah. Well, that's bang, haven't they? Yeah, no one will be talking about it. Alright, many congratulations. You are tonight's winners. You've won a big pair of Thatcher's gold. Many congratulations. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Thanks for your support, and happy birthday to Alfred. Keep the support coming. 194 to win. It's a big ask, but Gloucestershire can do it. They need all the noise. Let's keep building it up. Be prepared to welcome the players and officials back.
Welcome back to the West Country. As you've seen there in the interval, they like their apples in this part of the world, and the Bad Apples beat the Good Apples. I've met a few Bad Apples in my time. My name's Dan Whiting, and I'm delighted to be joined by Toby Reynolds. And Toby, Surrey's 193 for 7. Think Gloucestershire can get this?
Yeah, very much. We saw them post over 200 a couple of days ago. Darcy Short obviously chipping in, well, more than chipping in with a very good 80 odds. But they do have a good batting power to Gloucestershire, but it's going to need to go right for them throughout the innings today. Short boundary towards the car park. That'll be to the leg side for the left-handers from the pavilion end, and to the right-handers from the Ashley Down Road end.
Yeah, Jim Troughton, the Surrey assistant coach, just putting the Surrey fielders through their paces. I know Jack Brooks is also involved in Surrey, and if you're listening in, Jack, hope you're well, you beautiful youth. So, Tom Curran is going to take us away from the Ashley Down Road end. Miles Hammond is going to face. Likes to hit his first ball for 4. In fact, I have seen him reverse the first ball of the game for 6 before. Reverse sweep a first ball of the game for 6, but I think you've got to be doing some to do that to Tom Curran.
They've got a man posted out there in case he does fancy doing that, down at deep backward point. And the other man on the rope, deep square leg, looking right into that glaring sun. Only 3 men on the leg sides, mid-on and short fine leg as well. A slip in, Dom Sibley, and a few men in the covers as well. That one's into the leg side, flicked away nicely. Could be a boundary first up, it is. Just as you were saying, Dan, 4 first ball for Miles Hammond. Just too straight for Curran when he's got no protection on the leg sides.
Yeah, wrong line there, but he did it on Sunday, didn't he? First ball went for 4. These two put on exactly 100 on Sunday.
Tunes pumping here at the Seat Unique Stadium. Curran in again to Hammond. Wider this time. This one's slashed outside off stump, and he picks up 1 for it.
Yeah, fielded there. Jacks just checking where the sun is, because he's throwing that into Laurie Evans directly from the west. Get some of the finest sunsets in cricket on this ground.
Darcy Short facing up for his first ball here. Curran continues to bowl over the wicket to the left-hander. Width on offer, and Short misses out on that one, just cloths that one down the ground. Dot first up, looking to cash in, can't quite. 5 runs from the first 3 balls here though, as they look to chase down 194, the target. Pretty much 10 and over will be required throughout here for the home side. Keep it simple. That one's just chipped a little bit down the ground, but well short of the fielders in the end. Possibly just nipping back in a fraction. Darcy Short signalling. They do have a mid-wicket in for Short. No slip in place. That one's thick outside edge, going to be 4 runs. Past the man posted at short third man. Short's first runs not completely convincing, but he's off the mark.
Zampa at short third, and just flies over his head.
A little bit fortuitous for Short, but sometimes you need the luck to fall your way. Again, a big swish this time. A little helicopter from Short to finish the first over. 9 runs from it for the home side. No wickets. And a good start they'll be happy with. But Curran also beating the bat a few times, finding that thick outside edge. Starting well otherwise.
So from the pavilion in Nathan Smith.
Bristol Pavilion, and number 31, Nathan Smith.
In he comes. He's quick, this guy. As Hammond just covers up and pushes the ball out into the covers.
Pretty similar field for Hammond, for Smith's bowling as well. 2 men outside the ring, inside the power play. Deep backward square, deep backward point.
Oh, it's not going to get an LBW there. It's pitched outside leg stump, but he'll be happy with just one off Hammond's pad in the power play. Gloucestershire into double figures. From Dunedin in New Zealand, originally Smith. As I said, he's been playing for Radler in the Hearts Premier League for a number of years, just going under the radar. And it was Worcestershire who took a punt on him. Oh, that's a nice shot. Well fielded by Chris Jordan.
Slight slip there, underfoot. Just does well actually in the end to stop the ball, despite his tumble.
We've seen a few slips tonight, haven't we?
Yeah, was it Miles Hammond collecting deep on?
And I'm not talking about in the cordon either.
Yeah. We have seen a slip in the cordon as well.
We've got a floating sort of short third. That's a fierce cover drive there from short, but can only pick out Jason Roy at extra cover. Sykes, the other cover. Jordan at mid-off. Sam Curran at mid-on. Sibley at mid-wicket. That's 4, and Hammond plays this to the aforementioned Sibley, and they'll scamper through for the cheekiest of singles. 11 without loss. Listen to me, Dan Whiting, Toby Reynolds here in the heart of the West Country at the Seat Unique Stadium, Bristol's premier night spot. Smith. Oh, that's lovely. That's caressed tenderly and lovingly by Hammond, and it goes through Ollie Sykes for 4.
Yeah, just too much width on offer there. You can't offer Hammond that kind of width. Just frees his hands, beats the dive of cover, and picks up another boundary. More the classical Hammond shot through the offside, that one, compared to straight down the grounds. Change of bowler, same surname. Sam Curran this time, not Tom. We'll see his left arm, sort of medium fast bowling. Does have a lot of change-ups as well though.
Apparently he's bowling his slow left arm in the Kookaburra game, which was destined for a draw when Surrey got 800 the other week.
Short facing up and just tucked up by Curran that time. Yeah, I think pretty much every game was destined for a draw in the Kookaburra rounds, weren't they, Dan?
Yeah, covering that game, I covered Kent versus Northamptonshire, and my colleague Andrew Rad always likes to refer to him as Northampton-born Sam Curran, because obviously his father was playing for Northamptonshire at the time.
Short, and that was pulled. Huge, just a flick of the wrist sends that one deep over square leg's head. 6 runs, Darcy Short. Glorious from the Australian bat.
Yeah, Mr. Darcy.
Just eases that one over the rope for 6. The flick of the wrist. That time guided down to third man, only for a single. Zampa there to collect on his 300th appearance in T20 cricket for the leggy. He's been all over the world plying his trades. 33 years old, World Cup winner with Australia. That one's chipped over the leg side, does have enough on it. Could it beat the fielder to the rope? No, it doesn't. Oh, it does in the end. Smith gets there, almost claws it back, but in the end can only palm it over the rope for 4 runs. Such a quick outfield here at the Seat Unique Stadium. That one's just chipped over the head of mid-wicket. You can see here on the replay. Gets there and just misfields. 4 runs.
Yeah, he's unlucky there. He's done really well, Nathan Smith, but just, as we said earlier, this Bristol outfield is just unforgiving. Get it into the gap.
That time dabbed into the leg sides. Lovely little single there for Miles Hammonds. Just sensible cricket. Picks up a couple boundaries of these two and then just happy to rotate the strike as well. 12 from the over so far. Sam Curran's first. Everyone inside the ring on the offside for Curran. Can't offer any width here. He doesn't, just tucks up short to end his first over. 13 from it in the end, 28 without loss for Gloucestershire.
Yeah, this stage Surrey was 16 for 2, so good start from the hosts.
Yeah, it was a pretty stop-start innings for Surrey in the end. A couple early wickets pinned them back, then Jackson Curran put on big partnership, 55 I think it was, maybe 60. And then a few more wickets fell and the run rate dropped again, and then at the end they finished really strong. Tom Curran smacking it around alongside Dan Lawrence to pile on the runs and get just shy of 200 in the end.
Yeah, it was if it was a musical piece, it would be staccato, wouldn't it? Here's Nathan Smith to Darcy Short, who's gone big with that one. And it's gone for 6. Jacks can't stop it from going over the rope. Mr. Darcy, you can take pride in that one without the prejudice.
Yeah, Jacks gets a good hand to it, but in the end all he can do is palm it over the ropes for 6. Can't quite claw it back in.
Yeah, he was always struggling with that one. It was just that bit too far. Driven pleasantly by Short, but only out to Ollie Sykes.
Yeah, Smith has been, well, it's a very good first over from Smith. 6 from his first ball of this over. He's going to try and fight back in now.
But Surrey still have Chris Jordan and Adam Zampa up their sleeve. Oh, that's intelligent, deliberately rides the bounce, runs it down towards the Marker Lane stand at the Ashley Down Road end of the ground. And Darcy Short is turning slowly into a cult hero here in the West Country.
Yeah, that's why they pay Short the big bucks all around the world in the franchise competitions. Just delicate, guided that one. We've seen his power today as well, but with shots like that, it's just helping on its way for 4 runs.
Born in Northern Territories, Darcy Short. Oh, that's a drop catch, caught and bowled. Smith appraising Darcy's technique somewhat.
Well, I think, yeah, interesting one there. Inside edge onto the thigh pads, which I think then just pinged back towards Smith. You can see just the disappointment.
Brilliant.
Lucky escape for Short though.
Yep, very much so. It's been a few drop catches here tonight. Two men out on the leg side now. No cover on the offside. Short just runs this one down to third. No run.
They've plugged the gap now. Got two men in the ring behind square on the offsides. After that 4 a couple balls ago. Everyone inside the ring on the offside now, actually. They got the 2 sweepers out at deep backward square and cow corner.
Yeah, Tom Curran there, short third. There's no cover on the offside. You wonder if Short's going to go leg side of the ball and scream it through the offside. That's down the leg side. That's going to be a wide. Thought that might clip the pad actually, but it's so harsh, it's so unforgiving, isn't it? That's missed leg stump by 3 or 4 inches, and it's a wide.
Rules are rules though, Dan, aren't they? It's a batter's game.
Rules are made to be broken. Nathan Smith. There's Short going leg side, looking to try and manufacture something through the offside there, but can't get it past Ollie Sykes. End of the 4th, 39 without loss. At this stage, Surrey were 21 for 2. So, interesting, but here's one of Surrey's insurance cards here, Chris Jordan, coming into the attack, who's been outstanding in the competition this year.
Yeah, he really has. We talked about it in the first innings as well, but in a fair few match-winning performances with some miserly pieces of bowling and also just tearing through some teams. Kent have felt the brunt of it, and also his talent with the bat as well. That one's just prodded straight back to him. One bounce up to the bowler. Hammond looking to try and work that one leg sides.
Big welcome to the Healy boys watching in Yeovil. They've just got home from a 100-run win for Yeovil Cricket Club. And great to see some Gloucestershire supporting lads in Somerset heartland there.
Shorter this time, and Hammond looks to try and pull that one away, but I think it's a fraction fuller than he expected. Doesn't quite get up, and in the end, it just bobbles out to mid-on. Good start here from Jordan. 2 dot balls first up. But Hammond and Short have been going well so far. 39 without loss here for Gloucestershire. But the danger man, Chris Jordan, ex-captain with ball in hand. Oh, and that one beats the outside edge. Big swing there from Hammond. Doesn't connect.
Much quicker that from Jordan, wasn't it? That was the effort ball. Varies his pace so well. So much experience. Fine cricketer.
Yeah, perhaps nipped away a fraction as well. For such a skillful bowler is Chris Jordan. 3 dots first up.
Jordan and Zampa are the key. If Gloucestershire can even take 25-30 off their 4 overs.
Well, that one's almost prodded back to the bowler. Hammond looking to work that one into the leg side. Can't get enough on it. It's another dot ball here. 4 dots in a row. Required run rate, sorry, slowly climbing. Up at over 10s now. That one's into the pad there of Hammond's. Gets through for the single, off strike. Down as a leg by though. Bit quicker again from that one from Jordan, I think, as well.
Yeah, he varies his pace. The on comes over at the same speed, but the rate of knots that the ball gets to you varies so much with him, and he's a wily old fox, isn't he, Chris Jordan?
Very much so. One of the most experienced T20 players, not only in England, but probably in the world. He's played all over the world. Big bash. He's played a bit in the IPL, I think, as well. Obviously the blast here for Surrey. As Darcy Short again flirts with that one, looking to dangle his bat and guide that one through third man.
That's a maiden in the power play.
Brilliant from Jordan there. Just the one leg by from it. None against his name. 40 without loss. Gloucestershire now. 1 over remains in the power play. Will Jacks with some of his off spin to bowl at the two left-handers perhaps.
Yeah, good thinking from Sam Curran, but he's got the short boundary to bowl to.
Yeah, he's got to try and bowl wide.
Bowl wide, but he's got no cover out on the offside.
He's got a man at long off.
And Hammond goes, tries to reverse sweep and just gets a glove on it, and Laurie Evans runs round and grabs the wicket, and the introduction of Jacks has been a masterpiece from Sam Curran.
Yeah, looks to try and switch it, reverse sweep that one over the offside ring. No man out there sweeping, and in the end just gets a glove up in the air and smartly taken by Evans behind the stumps. Wicket first ball for Will Jacks. That last over now, combined with that wicket, has slammed the brakes on Gloucestershire.
Yeah, here comes Cameron Bancroft. Second year at Gloucestershire, a Red Bull skipper, and he's the senior pro in the dressing room. He's been so good. It's not just his weight of runs, but he's sort of like a pastoral role in the side. You know, he offers so much advice to the young guys, and he's been really good overseas signing. There've been some wonderful overseas players here over the years. Obviously, Mike Proctor up on the wall over there. Zahir Abbas, 2,500 runs in 1976, over 2,000 runs in 81. As that's just played to mid-wicket. Sorry, just putting the brakes on here.
Yeah, 1 run in the last 8 deliveries and 1 wicket as well.
Bancroft reverse sweeps that, but no real power on it. And the ball dribbles out to short third. Man coming over now. Jason Roy from the leg side into extra cover, short extra cover. And Jack's going around the wicket as Bancroft tickles this one into the leg side. Out to Nathan Smith.
Yeah, interesting that. He's got the 2 sweepers out on the leg side for the right-hander, but doesn't fancy Roy in there catching at mid-wicket. Instead had him in the offside catching.
So he's going to be darting this into Short's pads, but Short can clear that leg side boundary. So that's just nurdled with a hint of bottom hand there by Darcy Short to mid-on for a single. 42 for 1. 1 ball left of the power play. Surrey 41 for 2 at the end of the power play. Even Darren Stevens. That's worked into square leg for a single.
Yeah, these last 2 overs have really killed any momentum Gloucestershire had.
Yeah.
Just 4 runs from it, 1 wicket as well. That ends the power play as well, so Surrey's field will spread. And it looks like Adam Zampa, the Australian pro, is coming on to bowl 2. Gloucestershire's 2 Australian pros, Darcy Short and Cameron Bancroft. Both have had pretty good seasons so far. Short's made a few 30s, 49, and obviously last game a hugely impressive 83 from 48 against Middlesex, which just pushed his team on to a not quite a comfortable victory, but a big one.
Who says the Blast isn't Premier T20 cricket? You've got 3 Australian internationals out there going at each other.
That was just prodded down the ground first up from Bancroft. Zampa looking to target the stumps. He's got deep backward square, deep mid wicket, long on, long off, and a sweeper on the cover boundary. Very standard field for a spinner. Outside off this time, chipped up in the air. Has he got enough on it? He does indeed. 6 runs there for Bancroft. He moves on to 8 with that, and his first boundary as well.
Yeah, Jason Roy almost colliding with the speaker there.
Much needed boundary for Gloucestershire, trying to push their rate up again. That one's turned straight down the ground by Bancroft. Leisurely single to bring up the 50. 50 for 1, 6.5 overs. Pretty similar to where Surrey were at the same stage.
Classic bangers. Boundary, get down the other end with a single. Classic Cameron Bancroft.
Left-handed Darcy Short facing up. Ball will be turning into him. Zampa does have, of course, the googly to push it across. That was the googly. Could be up in the air. And falls just safe in the end.
Is there any glove involved in that? Let's have another look.
Yeah, googly across. Oh no, it wasn't quite a googly, more of a toppy perhaps, and up in the air.
Hit it, yeah, he's hit it.
Short sweeps strongly there. Offered whip down the leg side and fires that one for 4.
Yeah, don't bowl there to Darcy. So strong through the leg side. You often find a lot of left-handers very strong through the offside. He's very strong through the leg side.
That time prodded down the ground, evades the dive of Zampa. Picks up a single to end Zampa's first. 12 from it in the end, including a 6 straight down the ground, and that swept 4 by Short. 55 for 1, 7 overs gone.
There's the crowd enjoying themselves in Bristol. Kids having fun. And the adults having a few ciders at the back. They're having fun as well. That's what it's about. Family club. Oh, he's got some moves on him. Jordan's going to have a go from the pavilion end. Jordan to Short. Cut, 4 runs. Any width. Darcy hammers it away.
I think almost most impressively about that, there wasn't a huge amount of width. Jordan probably just missed his line by maybe an inch, and Short just managed to carve that one using the pace.
He manufactures openings for himself, doesn't he? That's what I've noticed since he's been in the West Country, Darcy Short. He's very hard to bowl at. You just get it slightly wrong and he'll absolutely take you to the cleaners. Right, Ollie Sykes is going to drop out to sort of between third and backward point, and they're going to bring the third in off the boundary. It's down the leg side, going to be a wide. And again, because he shuffles across to the offside, Anything that just slightly misses the leg stump is then a wide if he doesn't connect with it.
Yeah, but a couple wides by Surrey so far.
Oh, bit of wobble there from Jordan, goes past Short's outside edge. Short got 83 in the game against Middlesex on Sunday. 17 short of the first Gloucestershire player since 2019 to score 100 in this competition, the legendary Michael Klinger. Still revered in these parts. It's played to mid-off, but Jason Roy is in quickly, cuts off the single. You speak to the older players, you know, around the Gloucestershire team, you speak to people like Chris Dent and those guys, Jack Taylor, Michael Klinger is still spoken about in reverential terms.
And rightfully so. What a player.
Yeah. That's slashed away by Short, and that is a misfield, and they're going to come back for two on that misfield. Sykes got a horrible bobble just before it got out to him. He's also looking directly into the sun there as well, which is probably just setting over the downs, over the Bristol Channel.
Klinger played 260 20-eyes, averaging just under 35, striking at over 120. Good stats.
Short punches this into... Sorry, that's Sykes. I've done him a disservice there. That wasn't him who misfielded it down on the boundary. He's at extra cover. Sorry, Ollie. Your eyesight gets terrible at my age, Toby, though, you know. It's working with an old man, mate. Jordan to Short. Guides this one. I think it's Tom Curran down there, isn't it? Yeah, so he'll retain a strike. 63 for 1 at the end of the 8th. There's the Manhattan. I'm sure brown and yellow really go together, but yeah, Surrey colours.
Gloucestershire just behind not only the rate but also where Surrey were at this stage. Surrey 66 runs on the board, but they were 2 down. So Gloucestershire do have that extra man left in the pavilion still to come out if needed. And this was about the time. Curran coming in. Down the leg side, helped on his way. One bounce 4. Just pivots there to Short to help it on his way. Picks up a pretty simple boundary, 2 straight from Curran. We've seen Short so devastating over that leg side, just helping himself.
Well, I think the job of Bancroft and Short is to get Gloucestershire into a position which then allows Ben Charlesworth, Jack Taylor, Ollie Price, you know, to provide the fireworks.
Left arm Sam Curran continues. Slower ball that time. Thoughts of a single, but Bancroft rightfully, I think, sends Darcy Short back. Would have been very tight if they had attempted that single there. 2 Aussies putting on a decent partnership so far together. Bancroft 9 off 7, Short's 40 from 30.
Yeah, 27 of the last three and a bit overs.
Slower ball again, down the leg side. Will be a wide again. Starting to add up, these wides and extras. I think Gloucestershire had 8 extras in the end. And that includes a couple free hits which weren't put away.
Yeah, Anthony Harris doing a more than passable impression of Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio.
Short of that time, could be a wide again maybe? It is signalled wide again. Curran went up for a semi-appeal. He thought it might have taken a feather of a top edge on the way through. And that's one for the over as well. Interesting to see the replay here. You can see dug in short by Curran. Quite a way away from the bat and actually bounced short and dropped by Evans.
I think he's got something on that, and Evans has dropped that.
Cramped up is short, but he guides that one, as we've seen him do a fair few times today, down towards third man.
Can we have another look at that at the end of the over? There's a crowd in their Glos bucket hats.
A lot of yellow around the ground today. It's a good crowd here at the Seat Unique Stadium.
Ah, Sarah Healy in the crowd there.
Slow ball again from Curran. Waited on it does Bancroft and can't put it away though. Still one ball to come in the over. Just picked out Ollie Sykes in there at extra cover. Slow ball again from Curran, this time slashed squarer through the offside for a single. Short will retain the strike next over. 9 overs gone, 72 for 1. The home sides. Oh no, still one ball to come.
Your wides, yeah.
There's a lot of wides in that over, my bad.
Surrey scorer Debbie Beasley was right. She said, watch out for Sam Curran's slower ball. And it is a slower ball.
That's the same again there. Another slower ball. And again, just prodded out towards the mound stands. This time it ends the over.
Evans has got his geography wrong there and demolished the stumps. Ball's coming from the boundary and Evans has absolutely trashed the stumps there. I wonder if we could have a look at that wide stroke dropped catch.
I don't think there was an edge on it, but particularly with the umpire signalling a wide. Here's the replay. Oh no, that's last ball, sorry.
Sam Curran was adamant that...
This is Laurie Evans.
Classic.
Immediately drops the ball and runs away.
Yeah.
Fleeing the crime scene there. Jack's back into the attack.
Here he comes from the pavilion end, and that's crunched through the offside. It's probably only going to be one, actually. It's well fielded out in the deep.
Yeah, Nathan Smith, I think that is out there at what was deep cover.
That's worked into the pocket there. I think he's going to get 2. Intelligent cricket from Bancroft, finding the gaps. I think this one's going all the way, Toby.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, you'd think. I think that last one was just a case of sometimes you don't need to time it so well to pick up more runs. Previous delivery absolutely nailed and only picked up 1.
Like that. That goes straight back to the bowler. Bancroft might feel he's missed out there.
Yeah, nailed that one even more. And got a dot ball for it in the end. Jacks has bowled very tidily for his 1.5 overs so far.
That's screamed down the ground. That could well be 4. Oh, that is brilliant from Jason Roy. Absolutely superb. That was a boundary written all over it. And not only has he kept the ball inside, but he's let go of it as he's gone over the rope.
That is brilliant from Jason Roy. Just the composure as much as anything else.
That's in the deep and gone. Bancroft puts it. He could have put that anywhere, and he's put it into the hands of deep backward square Dan Lawrence doing the fielding, and Bancroft will feel he's missed out there.
Yeah, you could see him in frustration just throw his bat up in the air. Picked out Lawrence pretty comfortably for a simple chance just inside the boundary. Timed it nicely, but too close to the fielder, and he has to depart for 14 from 12.
And woe betide the Gloucestershire batter who's got 14 when Will Jacks comes on to bowl, because Miles Hammond and Cameron Bancroft have both departed on 14. But here's Ollie Price. He was out third ball on Sunday for 10. Hit the first one for 6, second one for 4, and you can guarantee he'll try and sweep Jacks. I think we said he's got more sweeps than Trigger's broom, didn't we, on Sunday? Here he comes, as he's conservatively just nudges that into the leg side.
Yeah, the pitch has definitely gripped a fair bit more today than we saw when it was last used against Middlesex. End of the 10th over, 78 for 1, Gloucestershire.
At this stage, Surrey 90 for 2, Glos 78 for 2. It's funny how the pendulum swings in T20 cricket, isn't it?
Yeah, up and down. The Aussies called back into the attack though. New batter at the crease. That one's up in the air, gone! Ollie Price offers a simple catch to Dan Lawrence, who takes it well in front of him. Just slashes at that one, does Price. And he goes for 1. Disappointing end for the Gloucestershire batter. And Zampa has his first after a pretty expensive first over.
You know, might have been the googly from Zampa. But that's a blow, because Ollie Price can be so destructive, finishing a game off. But here comes Jack Taylor. And you need runs scored quickly. Give this man a call, because he's caused more damage to those flats on the far side of the ground than any weather.
Gloucestershire do have options batting wise still in the shed to come. Ben Charlesworth, we saw smash a brilliant 22 from 9 against Middlesex. Graham Van Buren can more than hold a bat as well at number 7. It's the skipper to face up now to Adam Zampa, and just drives that first one down the ground for a leisurely single. Yeah, I was saying the ball's definitely gripped a lot more today than it did on Sunday against Middlesex. It's a little bit more tired, the wicket. Spinners.
And me.
That was shorter from Zampa, fired in a bit quicker and just tucked into the leg side. Thoughts of 2, but he settled for the single. Yeah, the spinners have definitely bowled better and had a little bit more help from the pitch today. We saw Van Buren bowl well on Sunday, bowled well again today as well. Got a few to jag this time though. That one beats the outside edge there from Zampa. That one grips as well, exactly like we're talking about. Taylor just wafting at it. Driven again down the ground. Almost identical to his first single of the day.
He's hard to read, Zampa. I'm just watching his hand on the screen, and with his googly and his leg spinner. Me trying to read him is a bit like Joey Essex trying to read Dostoevsky, mate, I tell you.
Down the leg side, swept hard there by Short again, but this time picks out Dan Lawrence at deep backward square, who feels well, almost fumbles, but keeps hold of the ball in the end. 82 for 3, 11 overs gone here. Darcy Short, 45 not out off 35, has anchored this innings well so far.
Yeah, but saying that, you know, here at Bristol you can get, we saw last year in the game against Somerset, Gloucestershire got 84 for the last 6. So you just need to get yourself into a position. Jacks to Short. Oh, well, Jack Taylor 1-2-1 there, but Darcy Short going against the grain of many of his country people from previous years, offering a sporting gesture there.
Well, yeah, they both sort of got in each other's way there. Taylor wanted a single, Jack sort of ran in front of him. They collided a little bit, which stopped Taylor from the single, but then it also stopped Jacks from fielding the ball.
Crunch through the offside, but only going to be one. Gloucestershire could do with some boundaries. Surrey just putting the squeeze on here, aren't they?
Yeah, they're doing a good impression of Gloucestershire themselves.
Yeah, they are.
Who are absolutely ruthless through the middle overs generally, Gloucestershire. Saw it a bit today, picked up a few wickets and really put the brakes on Surrey. That's at the 13th, 14th, 15th over.
But Jack Taylor's got 50s against Kent, 50 against Essex. Just works one into the leg side. I think he might be looking for 2 here. No, Short turns him down, and wisely. So that's Jason Roy.
Yeah, we've already seen Roy show off his fielding today, and that time as well. Covered a lot of ground to get in before firing in a very good throw to Will Jacks.
Short reverse sweeps. Innovative. And that's his 50. 38 balls, 2 50s in 4 days against London sides. One from North the River, one from South the River. Darcy Short is gaining cult status in the West Country.
Yeah, really clever shot there as well. We've seen a few attempts at the reverse today. That's the first one that's really come off. Hammond being dismissed to it early doors as well.
Short just punches this off the back foot out to Roy at long off. 1 ball left in the over.
Yeah, the rates are over 12s now for the home side. It's been slowly climbing.
Taylor gets this into the pocket, but I think it's only going to be 1 as Nathan Smith is quickly in off that line. So 90 for 3 at the 12 over mark. Surrey at this stage were 106 for 3. Surrey, I think, are slight favourites here.
Yeah, I think so. The rate's over to a ball. It's always a bit of a challenge, but more than doable. We did see this is where Surrey started to slow down. Jacks fell in the 12th over. Curran fell the following over, and Evans fell a couple overs after that. And that really put the brakes on the London side. So Gloucestershire can fight their way back in here. Skipper Taylor facing up. Smacks that one down the ground. Zampa gets a strong hand. I think could be down as a drop that though, perhaps.
Oh,
harsh.
It's a hard school where you're from.
Any opportunity. He did absolutely nail that.
Technically, but I wouldn't have even put my hand there, mate.
They get through for the single as well. Darcy Short.
I'd have let the umpire's shin bone take the heat off that one.
Looks to cut that one to Short, but disappointed in himself as he misses out. Zampa's been impressive in his second and third over so far. Short launches that one high into the sky down the ground.
Oh, what a catch!
Into the balcony.
Free rent for a year for that tenant.
What a grab and what a shot by Darcy Short. Absolutely huge from Short. Absolutely spectacular from the man on the balcony.
It's Salmon Actor. That's why you go fielding practice, Summer.
What a take. And what a spot. Two balls remain in Zampa's over here. That was fired through a little bit quicker outside off, and Short again unable to capitalise on the width.
I think Darcy might have been looking for the wide there. Salmon Actor, England Lion, catcher extraordinaire on the balcony.
That was shorter, pulled into the leg side nicely, but straight to Dan Lawrence at backward square. That ends the 13th over, 98 for 3, including one massive 6 by Darcy Short, caught by Salmon Actor here in the balcony.
Let's have another look at this. Zuma catching pigeons. Even the lady applauds. I think if you do that at the Oval, there's a cash prize. He's pleased with it. Still not his best moment of the season, though. His best moment was hitting the PA announcer Ian Randall's car earlier in the year in the car park. Tom Curran back into the attack, and Short bullies him down the ground. Slightly short, and Darcy capitalises. That brings up the Gloucestershire 100. First ball of the 14th. But you need to go some now.
Yeah, it's good decision there by Short. Just too short, a little bit of width as well from Curran. And he just slams that one back down the ground for 4.
That's again smashed to Curran's brother at mid-off.
Yeah, almost too wide that one from Tom Curran to really allow Short to get his levers through that and time it out the middle. Slightly off the toe.
Curran's having to go across him because they're so wary about Darcy Short being so strong through the leg side. Don't want to end up in Mr. Greek. Oh, he's just chipped that in the air. He's got away with it.
Yeah, I think if you'd noticed Roy drop out to the boundary, it's just sort of checked his shot to where Roy would have been situated otherwise.
Tensions building here at the Seat Unique. Crowd are gripped. Good game of cricket this. Jack Taylor heaves that one through the leg side. He's going to get 4. But Gloucestershire need every over to go like this. 87 from 6.2. That's going to be a wide. Yes, it is.
One for the over as well there for Curran. He's just trying to bounce back into this over. Been taken for 10 so far. Still 2 balls to go.
You can see what he's trying to do here. He's just trying to go as wide as he can within the boundaries of the law, but just getting that one slightly wrong. Taylor clubs this one through mid-wicket. Is he going to get runs? Oh, that's superb. Nathan Smith. Quick bowlers shouldn't be able to do that.
That is exceptional fielding out there on the rope from Nathan Smith. Surrey have been excellent generally in the field today.
Yeah, they have.
That could be the difference. Jason Roy saving a boundary earlier in an equally spectacular way to that last one that Nathan Smith did.
Taylor again. Has he got this one into the gap? No, he hasn't. It's again brilliant fielding, and Taylor has to get his skates on to get back. But he does. And that's 112 for 3 at the end of the 14th. Surrey at this stage were 118 for 5. Ooh, where's your pocket money, Toby?
I think Surrey are probably still favourites. We're seeing
there's Zaman Akhtar
back on screen,
grinning like a Cheshire cat. You milk it, Summer. You milk it, mate.
Yeah, I think money's probably still on Surrey as favourites. Run rates are almost at 14s. It's going to be tricky for Gloucestershire here, but as Dan's mentioned, they do have the capability to score 80 odds from 6 overs, and that's what they're going to need. 82 to win from 36 balls, 7 wickets in hand.
Yeah, this would need to be a repeat of Somerset last year.
That was just prodded into the offside by Short to get off strike. Jordan back into the attack. 9 runs from his first 2. It's been excellent. He'll probably bowl this one and then maybe be held back to the 18th, 19th. Very good death bowling specialist, but they also might want to try and use him to pick up a wicket or 2 and really squeeze the hosts. Sorry, do have the 2 Currans as well who can bowl at the death if need be. That one's up in the air, top edge, thick outside edge, and almost a spectacular catch, but a brilliant piece of fielding either way from Tom Curran. I think that just about sums up Surrey's day in the field. They have been brilliant. What a grab there from Curran to stop the 6.
Yeah, he saved 4 runs there.
They get 3 for 2, sorry.
Sometimes, you know, if Gloucestershire don't win this game, sometimes you just have to doff your cap to the opposition. Surrey's ground fielding has been absolutely outstanding.
And they're aerially fielding that time with Curran as well. Jordan continues. And that one's a faster one through again. Just skids under the bat of Short. And a dot ball there. Smart bowling from Jordan yet again. They only went 3 for 1, sorry, for that last one. Saved 5 runs in the end, did Tom Curran.
This is brilliant though from Jordan. 2 off 3 balls when the run rate's nearly 15. Gloucestershire need boundaries.
On Short and pulled nicely into the leg side. Not quite going to have the legs to go all the way, but they'll scamper through for a couple. Good fielding out there on the rope again from Jason Roy, making up a lot of ground to his left. When you consider how fast this outfield can be. Can just sort of skip away. 116 for 3. Just 4 runs from this Chris Jordan over.
He's been brilliant. He's gone for 12 off 16 balls, including a maiden. Outstanding stuff from Chris Jordan.
That was pulled nicely by Short, timed it really well, and that's the misfield. Nathan Smith has been really good out there, but that's the first mistake we've seen from Surrey today. And Gloucestershire can capitalise from it. Short timed that really well. It did just sort of bounce a little bit awkwardly along this rock-hard outfield. And a little bit unconvincing from Smith. Means it skips through him.
It's difficult, it's so dry. But Gloucestershire will take that. Darcy Short moving into the 70s. On top of an 83 on Sunday.
A little bit fuller that time, a little bit straighter, just tucks up short to end the over with a dot ball. 120 for 3, 15 overs gone, 5 overs remain, 74 to win.
Yeah, sorry, at this stage we're 124, but the next one went for 16, the one after that for 12, and remember the last one went for 20, so for Gloucestershire, it's like those furniture sales after Christmas. Everything must go. Sam Curran, captain to captain. Slower ball, and it's going to be a leg by, just dribbles out behind square on the leg side. Surrey will take singles at this stage though. Run rate now over 15. The DLS, which is a good marker, it's not to say it's always right, but that's at 144. I don't think it's going to come into play, but Surrey 23 runs ahead at this stage on the DLS. That's in the air and out. Jason Roy takes the catch, and Darcy Short's innings comes to an end. He departs for 70, and Sam Curran there just pushing that one a little wider.
Yeah, he had to start going big here, did Short. He batted really nicely for his 70. Off just 53 balls as well. Anchored the innings well. Wickets kind of fell pretty consistently throughout. A few boundaries along the way as well. But it was time for him to go.
Brings Ben Charlesworth to the crease.
New batter for Gloucestershire, sponsored by BIE Magnum. 64.
And the equation keeps getting harder. 73 from 28.
Yeah, but Big Ben's been in good form recently. Got some runs at Essex down the order. Got some runs against Middlesex on.
Yeah, 22 off 9 he made on Sunday. A couple big sixes
last
there.
ball, the innings, wasn't he? Yeah. But he needs to go big here, as he just prods that one through mid-on. Surrey doing the job here. I thought last year in the Blast, well, up until finals day, I thought they were the best side in the competition, and then they had a really bad game against Somerset in the semi-final. Pulled by Taylor. Has he got that into the gap? No, but he's going to get 2. He's going to get back for 2. Long boundary out there. There's always one on the arm. Yeah, and after Gloucestershire beating Sussex, I'm not sure what happened in the final. I can't remember. I don't know what happened.
Was the night after that good, Dan?
I can't remember. Ask Jimmer, he was with me. He can't remember either. Taylor's bowled. The Surrey captain wins the battle, and have Gloucestershire's chances just disappeared with Jack Taylor. He goes for 16. Had to give it a go, and just a hint of in-swing from Curran, and demolishes the Gloucestershire's captain stumps.
Yeah, good there from Sam Curran. 2 wickets in the over now as well.
Yeah, and only 4 runs off it.
I think this is probably the over that's really put Surrey almost out of sight now. It's going to take the best part of a miracle from these two now. We know that they can bat. We've seen Charlesworth do it before. We've seen Van Buren do it before as well.
Yeah, Graham Van Buren, he can cut Yorkers.
Yeah, made 33 off 14 against Glamorgan earlier this year. came into the side a little way through the competition, but has been very, very good in his 5 games.
Slower ball from Curran. Van Buren just works it into the leg side, but that's a really good over. 2 wickets, 5 runs off it at a crucial stage of the game. Sam Curran showing his class in the shorter format.
Who's having a ball now? Adam Zampa. That's who. Not really what Gloucestershire want to see. A leggy coming back into the attack. He's bowled well today, having been hit for 15 from his first over.
Yeah, 4 overs to get 69.
Not really sure that does. Beats everyone, all ends up there. Going to run away for 4. 4 byes in the end. Just gripped in the surface and popped up over the shoulder of Laurie Evans behind the stumps. Yeah, I think he lost sight as Van Buren went down to sweep.
Yeah, I think Evans reads Zampa about as well as I do.
Either way, it's a big boundary for Gloucestershire. That's up in the air. Could be enough. It is. There's 6. That's another important boundary here for Gloucestershire to stay in the game. Van Buren just dispatches Zampa deep over the leg sides. Up into the night sky there.
Into the side of 10.
And again through the leg side, off the inside edge this time though. Just jog through for a single. Charlesworth on strike now, the lefty. Three supers out on the leg side, 2 out on the off for Zampa. As we're into the final few overs here at the Seat Unique Stadium. And that's big from Charlesworth. That is huge. That's onto the flats as well, I think.
Even Zamanakta couldn't catch that one.
That is a monstrous 6 there. Slog sweep from Charlesworth. Way over the head of mid-wicket. Dan Lawrence, I think that is. And Zampa's being pretty expensive in the end from his 4 overs. Is there still a game of it for Gloucestershire here? That was guided really nicely out to the offside boundary. Going to push for 2 and do get home comfortably for it. Smart batting from Charlesworth there to jam that one through the offside for a couple.
I think that's what Zampa's got to do. He's got to go full and wide at Charlesworth. I know he runs the risk of getting drilled for 4 through the covers, but don't bowl on his legs.
That's on the legs and that gone. Runs straight past that one, does Charlesworth. And is bowled by Adam Zampa. Smart bowling from the leggy to end his spell. He goes 2 for 39 from his 4 overs. Charlesworth departs for 9, including that one monstrous 6 over the leg side. Just grips between bat and pad, clips the top of the bails.
You can't blame Charlesworth. You've got to give it a dip at this stage of the game. You can't blame him at all. Brings to the crease Matty Taylor.
No, exactly. Charlesworth had to go. We saw him and Van Buren pick up a 6 each in that last over, plus the 4 byes. 50 to win though from the 3 overs. And with 6 down, it's looking less and less likely here for Gloucestershire. But they still hope. The fans still believe.
Curran to Van Buren. Oh, Yorker just when it's needed. That's the difference between the really top sides in this league. So many times you just see a half volley, Van Buren whack that down the ground, but there's not much you can do with a Yorker. Matt Taylor just pokes this to Jordan at mid-off. Ryan Patel doing his 12th's duties down there. His father Sam normally watches him around the country, probably the most nervous cricket watcher I've ever known. He can't sit still, paces around. Curran to Van Buren, who smashes this out to Jason Roy. Well fielded. Keeps them down to 1.
Yeah, that has been the difference today. The two, I think, big differences. The fielding from Surrey has been excellent. It's only really been that one mistake from Smith, and they've saved probably the best part of 20 runs in the field, Surrey, and also the final few overs for their batting innings.
Slower ball, that's down. Jax's throw, who takes a diving catch, and Matt Taylor departs. You just knew he wasn't going to drop it, didn't you?
Yeah, Jason Roy, excellent there, diving in front of him. Just chipped up in the air. That slower ball again from Curran, just looping down towards Taylor, who just chips it in the end, almost trying to muscle it down the ground. Couldn't get enough on it, but a smart, low catch for Jason Roy. That pretty much kills the hope for Gloucestershire.
Although David Payne, he was a hero against Hampshire with a 6 off the last ball to win. Really is. As the Libertines sung, time for heroes here. Curran. Oh, that's squirted out into the offside. Payne's off the mark. Not sure he meant to get it there, but he'll take it. But this has been brilliant from Sam Curran.
Yeah, he's captained well, he's bowled well, batted well as well.
Yeah.
Proper all-rounder is Sam Curran. Made 46 with the bat. 1 ball remaining in his bowling spell here.
That's going to be a wide.
Still 1 ball remaining in his bowling spell here.
Gloucestershire, though, want to try, even if they lose this game, will want to try and get as close to Surrey as possible. Net run rate. And if Gloucestershire do lose this game, then I'm not sure they can afford to lose any more in the competition. Smashed into the covers, but falls just short of Sykes, and Van Buren, that's the 150 up, and Van Buren will retain the strike as well. 44 off 2.
That was a fantastic piece of fielding from Sykes. I feel like he almost glossed over it. Just bounced just in front of him, diving in front. Could very easily have just sort of popped up over his shoulder, slipped under his hands, and possibly run away for 4, but he did well to smother the ball there.
Bit of the human league going on there.
Kids absolutely loving it here today, down in Bristol. It's been a great crowd, great atmosphere here at the Seat Unique Stadium. And Chris Jordan returns to the attack. His final over of the spell. Sam Curran bowled out 3 for 32 off his 4 overs. Excellent from the captain.
Zampa also bowled out 2 for 39 off his.
In comes Jordan. Pace on, smacked up in the air. It's not got enough on it, is it? God, no, put down. That was in the air for a long, long time. They get through for 2 in the end. Dom Sibley out there, diving in front of him, running away alongside that square leg boundary. Does all the hard work, but can't grasp his hands around the ball.
He's normally got a very good pair of hands. They use him in the slips in red ball cricket, Dominic Sibley.
Pace on again, that one smacked down the ground. Another 6. Van Buren is going well so far. He's hit a couple 6s, including that one just there, straight down the ground.
Is it too little, too late for Gloucestershire? Or will this be a comeback that Lazarus would be proud of?
Pace on from Jordan. And pace on from Van Buren, back over his head. 2 balls in the over, 8 from it. Change of field, he's dropping out deep backward point. He's got deep cover as well. And then he's got 3 on the leg side, deep backward square, cow corner, long on. Everyone else inside the ring. Pace on again, chipped down the ground, gone. Van Buren departs, looking to go big again, offers a simple catch to Jason Roy at mid-off.
It's Roy's 3rd catch, and I think with that, Gloucestershire's hopes go with Graham Van Buren.
Yeah, 36 to win from 9 balls. It's going to take a lot of 6 hitting here from Gloucestershire's tail. Josh Shaw strides out to join David Payne.
Well, he's pulled off miracles before, Josh Shaw. The 6 against Glamorgan to win the game off the last ball. And Gloucestershire needed 5 to win last season. Without that, Gloucestershire would not have qualified for the quarter-final. And the rest is history, but doing it over a number of balls is a different scenario, isn't it?
Bold, full, straight in-swinger from Chris Jordan. And he gets short first ball. He'll be on a hat-trick ball next up as well. Chris Jordan bowled excellently for his first 3 overs and it's cashing in now.
And Ajit Singh Dale strolls out. Yeah, just angling in. Jordan just going wide of the crease and using his experience there.
Ajit Singh Dale now facing up. You did mention, Dan, the run rate, the net run rate, how key it could be. Gloucestershire currently minus 0.8. Kent sit just above them in the table at minus 0.6. Everyone else above them is positive.
Yeah, and that's what they're looking at. They're looking at Sussex in 4th, who are 6 points ahead of them, but is that net run rate worth another point?
Singhdale facing up here. That one's full of straight again from Jordan. Singhdale does really well to keep that one out. Jordan with a wry smile, willing the ball to crash into the stumps. But Singhdale's up to the challenge. 1 ball left for Chris Jordan here. 36 to win for Gloucestershire. This has to go for a boundary, you think. That one's just worked into the leg side instead. They'll push for a couple. They should make it pretty comfortably. Well run between those two. And that ends Chris Jordan's spell. 2 for 26 he makes from his 4 overs. And that has been critical in Surrey's almost certain victory now.
Yeah, well, 34 needed off the last over. 5, 6 and a 4 do it. No pressure, Paney.
Even just a couple 6s, couple boundaries, just to keep it tight and help that run rate.
The first 2 balls might be interesting, mightn't it? But Hey, I can't see it. I can't see it. Tom Curran to bowl it. In he comes. Payne heaves that one into the leg side, and providing Tom Curran bowls some legal deliveries here, Surrey have won this game. Good effort from Gloucestershire, but Surrey have just had that little bit too much for them, haven't they?
Yeah, very much. They got a lot of firepower in the side, and they've shown it tonight with a great performance.
Oh, clever. Singdale just works this one into the leg side.
Yeah, Tom Curran showing his boxer tricks here. And just nipped away a fraction, I think. A little slower ball dug into the pitch. One of Tom Curran's specialty, back of the hand.
Oh, that's smashed down the ground, but only picks out Roy. I think Tom Curran would be a bit nicer. We're the nice guys in the West Country. He's not very popular with the other lot down the M5. Don't think he likes them much either. Short and cut. And they'll amble through for a single. 2 balls left. Payne practicing his 7-iron. Gloucestershire fans giving Chris Jordan a round of applause down there, and him applauding them back. It's good to see. Oh, there's a wide.
Just another 29 of those.
Yeah, another 29 of those. You never know. Yeah, Jordan having good fun with the crowd down below us, shaking hands with them.
Little photo with the kids as well.
Brilliant, brilliant. He's an ambassador. Not only a fine cricketer, but he's a fine human being, Chris Jordan.
That could be another one.
No.
Ooh. One for the over, though.
So this game is drifting to the conclusion with a Surrey victory. They're going to go back to South London with the points. But Gloucestershire haven't played bad cricket here by any stretch of the imagination. It's been a really good game. And a big heave. And Surrey are going to win this by 28 runs as Gloucestershire finish on 165 for 9. And as I said, Gloucestershire haven't played badly, but Surrey have just had that little bit too much. Their ground fielding's been superb, and just when Gloucestershire looked like getting a bit of momentum, the experience of Jordan, of Zampa, Sam Curran has come to the fore, and they've been absolutely outstanding. Tom Curran's finished on 3 overs, none for 28. And yeah, credit to Surrey, they deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Gloucestershire on this occasion beaten by a better side, unfortunately. They batted well, they bowled well, but Surrey fielded excellently. I think that probably saved best part of 20 runs and really would have made it tight right down at the end. And also those final few overs, I think it was about 69 scored from the final 5 overs. That sort of death hitting from Tom Curran and from Dan Lawrence really just bolstered Surrey's score just to that little bit too far for Gloucestershire.
Yeah, well, Gloucestershire now need to win every game in this tournament if they want to even have a hope of 4th place. They'll go to Middlesex on Friday. I think they go to Glamorgan on Sunday. Is it? I think. Then Sussex at Cheltenham next Wednesday to open up the Cheltenham Festival. That's a double header and we'll be streaming it. Or you can get your tickets at www.glossccc.co.uk. And then Somerset away, the West Country derby. I tell you what, could be an interesting game of cricket if Gloucestershire win the next 3.
Yeah, very exciting run in here for Gloucestershire, who, as we've kind of said today, almost have to win every single game from now on out to have a hope of getting to the quarterfinals and defending their title. But it's still on.
It's still on. There's hope. Well, there's hope. We'll keep following the glorious Gloucesters. So, thank you very much for everyone who's interacted. Thank you very much for all those who've sent us messages down from South London as well. Thanks to James Healy on production. Thanks to Toby Reynolds as well. But from here at BS7, well, there's no room for error now for the glorious Gloucesters. Good night.